come nice with it. We just flowing. I'm starting to hold my own. 24 bottles, I'm in my zone. Starting to feel like rappers is clones. Get your girlfriend, she's attached, I'm on the road. Always calling my phone. Just got a text from her, she's so alone. Put my feelings aside, I'm getting thrown. In the book, just reminiscing on feelings, it's getting old. History's in the making. I'm done with all of y'all faking. Ego, my ego big as a basement. Mixtape drop, y'all can tell I'm making a statement. Shawty look like Rihanna. Into the groove, she switch it up to Madonna. Back then, I used it as a reminder. But I ain't sweating it like a sauna. Hardest flow on the record. Suckers want me on records. Living life is a blessing. Probably settle down when I meet a chick off the Essence. Not really my preference. Ray-Bans looking crisp, caught me a Lexus. Sometimes I see you put in the effort. You want me as your man, I'm like, give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Ain't nothing changed but the name, I'm still the same. Real talk, I'm at the top of my game. Doing my thing, huh? Doing my thing, huh? Doing my thing, huh? Ain't nothing changed but the name, I'm still the same. Real talk, I'm at the top of my game. Doing my thing, huh? Fourth quarter, I'm going for it. Taking over like Kobe, you know I'm going for it. Couple drinks on the side, I like to drink them slow. Scenery from the beach, that's just the way it goes.
All right, everyone. Thank y'all for coming through. We'll have the others pop up. I'll just be trying to be on time a little bit. So much love to everybody who's in here right now. And we're going to go down to the comment section, actually. All right. That was Willie Buzz. Name of that song was Top of the Game. But we're going to do this here. All right. Now, shouts out to everybody who has showed up once again. We really, and I personally appreciate everybody for y'all time. Trust me, I appreciate y'all. But shouts out to Yummy Gummy for being first. Yummy Gummy first. Shouts out to Miss Marla, said, hey, Crete. Shouts out to Miss Amelia, says, hello, everyone. Shout out to Miss Marissa, says she was second. Shouts out to Miss Christina, says, hey. And Miss Marissa, hey, everyone. And Marla, hey, Miss Amelia. And Yummy Gummy said, hey, ladies. And shouts out to Miss Leslie just popping in here. Yeah. So, look, I'm happy you guys are here. And we're going to have a good show. All right. That's one thing for sure. Thank you so much, Miss Marla. I appreciate that. My barber, he's pretty off the chain. Shouts out to Doug over at Clip Culture. Shouts out to Country Dave. Shouts out to AJ. Shouts out to Rio. Shouts out to all the other guys over there. All of them can cut. So if y'all are in Atlanta with y'all boyfriends or husbands or whatever, definitely go and check out Clip Culture. They do their thing over there. So okay, and I guess everybody can wish Miss Christina happy new chapter in her life. Shouts out for that. All right. Now, like I said, we're going to get this thing straight started. And actually, let's just get it started. Let's just get it started first. All right. Now, here's the thing. Here is the here's what the topic is tonight. All right. Bam. Do toxic women ruin good men? But we can, in this show, we can actually do it like this. Because I know as soon as when I said that, some of y'all was like, well, what about the men? Toxic men. You know what? Bring it. Bring it. That's how we're going to do. Just like that. So, and Miss Christina says she's seen her other son today. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me do this. Wait. Hey, get it out your eye, because we need all your vision tonight.
I don't need no vision.
Hey, so tonight, cuz we starting things on a note of, do toxic women ruin good men?
Why are we always harping on women? It was POW or PWT, lesbian. What?
See, I told y'all she just did it. 5 minutes.
Negative.
You've been on here for 20 seconds, 5 minutes.
No, nope, you negative.
No, but also what I said was that we're gonna make it a two-way street. We're gonna make this a two-way street, and that two-way street is this: you women can add in the men as well.
You know what? This. How you sound?
How I sound?
You say you women, like you people when they talk about black people. You people.
I knew you.
Hey everybody. Hey Amelia. Hey Miss Leslie H. Miss Marissa. All right. Who birthday is? Happy birthday. Oh yeah, happy birthday, Miss Christina.
Yeah, Miss Christina. Great turn at age of what's she about to turn the age of, cuz?
Maybe 36, maybe.
And what they be doing? Them 36 shows in the ooh.
Nothing.
All right.
Something so you get our age. Bones cracking and joints hurting.
Miss Amelia said he sounds like he's giving us permission.
I know, Miss Amelia. Thank you for being back, Miss Amelia. I need you. Thank you. I see, Miss Christina. You ought to send me $36 since I guessed your age.
Dang. All right. And Yummy Gummy said 12. Okay. So now, cuz this is how we're going to do it this week. I want y'all to step in here. I mean, I'm not bashing on nobody. You know what I'm saying? We just going to have good conversations with myself, Crete, and my cousin, my cousin gave me the look early. She gave me the look early. So, all right. So let's kick things off here, right? Now, the world that we're living in is something else. These days, when it comes to relationships, some of us don't know if we're coming or going. However, we're going to focus on how toxic women destroy good men. Maybe I am always bashing. You know what? Sometimes when I talk about men, y'all don't have the smoke. Y'all really be having a smoke for men, but when we talk about it, y'all don't have the smoke. But when I do this with women, y'all got all that to say.
But you just had a part 1 and part 2 about women with the man with the tooth at the top. Now you got another week about women. You're starting to look misogynistic.
Look, let me tell you something. Don't be talking about my massage skills. No, right. No. So here's Yummy Gummy said I'm always bashing. I'm not.
That means you're gonna take us here and take us there. The thing popped up and popped down at the top. What's going on here tonight?
Hey, we doing it like that, cuz. So look, let me change the thing.
Why is it purple? Ooh, Lord.
You don't like the purple, cuz?
No, it's bad on the old people's eyes. Hold up.
Oh my gosh, purple is royal. You usually like purple.
No, I don't. Who the hell told you that?
It must have been royal blue or something like that. That's what it is. All right, my bad.
Straight.
My bad, cuz. My bad. So now as we started off, y'all just heard what I just read, right?
Good people.
Now, okay, I like where the women are going. Y'all don't appreciate good women. Do you really think that men don't appreciate good women, cuz?
Nope. Miss Christina, my cousin don't care. He forgot my birthday. That's why he gonna remember my color. Girl, bye. Thank you, Miss Christina, for recognizing the recognized.
Yummy said, but toxic men don't ruin us, women. Not a real woman. We move forward. But a toxic woman will ruin a man. He will never get another relationship after that.
Is she talking about you, Crete?
What you on here, playing a guessing game or something, cuz? Huh?
she dancing around like she knows something.
I mean, she probably seen it. I mean, we have seasoned women on here like yourself, okay? Seasoned women. So, they probably saw a thing or two. Miss Leslie said toxic people ruin good people. Very true. Very true.
I think only if you let them, but I can agree with that. But I think women try so hard. It's rarely that a woman say, I just give up. Now, men, they be like, oh, she did one thing, she out of here. So it's a difference. We try to continuously maybe improve, or you know how they say stand by your man and all that old singing them dumbass country songs. Stand by your man. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
Well, I'm just saying, cause like, okay, have you ever talked to a guy? Now I know you have a lot of male friends, right?
Wait a minute,
And have
hold
you ever,
on. Hold up. See, Crete tried to come back on me, slick y'all. Don't put that in the air. You don't know who watching.
my bad, cuz. I apologize.
Thank
Not
you.
apologize.
I know.
Apologize for
Oh Lord.
put my cousin's business out there. No, I'm messing with you. No.
Put a little bleach in the fish tank.
Yeah. Woo.
You shade
Yummy
it
Gummy
like that.
say women are stronger in that aspect than men. Maybe.
Men will get
I'm
ready to
getting
quit.
wiser. Huh? What you say?
I say men will get rid of women quick if they don't already
Right.
have a backup.
Well,
Why are you
here's
smiling?
my
I said
thing.
about the backup.
I don't know. I'm just a smiling guy today. All right. You want to read Miss Leslie? What she
Oh, no.
said?
But only if you let the toxic people ruin you. Amen. Miss
That's
Christina.
true.
Miss Christina, I ain't gonna be on here long. And I'm definitely not gonna be here with your foolishness, Miss Christina. We was doing good. We was doing good.
Yummy Gummy said I had a toxic man. I didn't change.
Nope. That's
Miss
good.
Christina said mental health check. Sweet Mama G. As a matter of fact, go ahead,
Yeah, because you
cuz.
just made me about to flip out on you, Miss Christina. That's why you did it.
she a slick one today.
Greetings and salutations, everyone in Street Tactics Land. Thank you for coming through. We have different individuals on screen, and we always talk about bashing women. But thank you so much for coming in as well. We're going to do our mental health check from 1 through 5, 5 being your most fabulousness. But please let us know if you're a 5, why you're a 5, whatever your number is. Tell us why. Give us some good news. Give us some of your business. We love to hear why you are so wonderful and glorious because it's my birthday. Well, praise the
Your
Lord.
birthday?
No, I'm reading Miss
It's your,
Christina.
oh,
Hold on. Praise the Lord, Saints. It's your birthday. Twerk. You summer baby. Oh, girl.
so here's our thing though. We are not no longer accepting just a number. We need to hear, give us 2 words at least of why you feel blessed or whatever the case may be. All
Come
right.
on, Miss Marissa. Why you a 5? Miss Yummy, why you a 5, girl? Why you yums? A 5 on a Friday. Leslie A said, cuz I had a sun shiny. Okay, 2 ends. I thought it said skinny. You know I ain't got my glasses on. Shiny, too many ends day. Why you a 5, Miss Amelia? I'm glad to hear that. Come on through.
Yummy
So
Gummy's a 5.
I'm
Miss
blessed
Christina's
for
a 5.
another day. Amen. Ow! What are you today, Creep?
I'm a 5 once again. Always. I swear to me, I come on here and I'm not going to be a 5. You understand what I'm saying? It'd be a lot going on in my life, but I try to overcome these things, negative or positive, but positive things happening. It's not much to overcome, but I mean, you're just happy. But
Can I ask you a question?
go ahead, cuz.
I'm being smart, but I'm asking you a question. You got a new barber?
I don't.
Oh, it
Why?
looks different from last week.
Really?
It's light, and natural looking this week. He did too much last week.
Because he cut my hair down lower.
Oh, okay. I'm like, he was doing too much last week.
I don't even remember last week,
I
cuz
guess look out there hot and sweating.
it is hot down here.
Listen.
Okay, Yummy Gummy said because she got a new puppy.
Who?
And he is very entertaining.
Oh, I'm a Leo 5. Okay. And Miss Amelia 5 because I'm still like, girl, let me give you a high five in a Christian prayer. I seen, you know what I seen, girl. Hallelujah. We're going to pray for you. Thank you. If you need me, reach out for spiritual healing.
See, I'm missing stuff.
What you
All
missing?
right. I don't know, like what y'all talking about, but sometimes I just be missing
Yeah,
stuff.
just mind
Even
your
with,
business. This women
with,
talk. You know what I'm talking
with
about.
friends,
Did you check on your friend Dougie?
I try to. I gotta get a hold of Dougie.
You're a terrible friend and a cousin. You gotta get your life
No,
together in
I do.
2024.
I do. I have to get my life together. Miss Marissa said 5 because she's blessed to see another day. Leo.
I read all them.
Oh, okay. All right. You got Miss Marla says she a 4, and Miss Miller, and she said Miss Miller says she's a 5 because she's still alive. Okay. Being alive is a beautiful thing. I know we go through a lot of things in life.
Right.
We go through a lot of things in life, but try to pull the positive over the negative all the time. And Miss Amelia is one of those that she does that. You know, try to look for the positive over negative.
I'm gonna ask you, how y'all women sisters seem like where all the men's at? Where brother-in-law, nosy Ted, where he at?
Yeah, he should be on here sometime soon.
Well, women, since we on there, how y'all summer been? Because I'm wrapping mine up, so y'all ain't gonna be seeing me as often. Summer's over for me, even though it ain't over for people.
Mm-hmm.
What y'all do over the summer? Tell us some of your business. Have you been meeting some toxic men? Since my cousin ain't do the dating show for some toxic friends he want to bring on.
Hey, look, we're gonna have this toxic blind date thing, so it's coming. Trust and believe it's coming.
Speaking of toxic, where's Shimmy at? Shim Pops.
Dang, cuz you gonna really do him like that? Ooh.
Listen. Congratulations to me. I made over 10,000 followers on Instagram. Thank y'all so much for boosting the Instagrams. I made over 10,000.
That's what I'm talking about.
Crazy and all. So my cousin don't do no more advertisement because I can't even advertise the shows no more to boost up.
I do advertise. What you talking about?
I don't see no little flyer with me on there talking about what's going on. I ain't got snare flyer.
All right, cuz we're ready to kick it off real heavy this week. We is cut. Yeah,
who's Samelia? Who's that?
Who
Yummy gonna be asking for? Samelia?
Oh, Shamelia.
Is this what we
Dang, y'all. Woo! We ain't even get started yet, and y'all on fire already. All right. So let's get back started here. Right now,
oh God.
How we gonna do this here is this.
Oh, I'm hurt.
Now, a man wants respect in these relationships. Okay.
Why you have to say that what your throat is?
Yeah, because it's needed to be said that way. And my thing is like this, cuz can a man get your respect?
He can get my respect.
Okay. How?
Staying respectful. Now you like that one.
I ain't gonna argue with you because I just asked you a question. You know what I'm saying?
Because some people I don't have respect for, but because of their position in my life, I give them respect. I mean, I may not give respect in my man, but I still give them reverence and respect.
Okay.
I may not want to, but I try to give them reverence and respect. For some people, they've done a lot of things that are of the toxic nature. I'm talking about males, not necessarily like romantically, but just toxic people in general. And just because of their position, I haven't set it off B-more style.
Okay. I'm gonna post a link up here in a minute. Okay, I'm gonna post a link up, and I want y'all to come on. And we're gonna talk about something tonight. All right. Now Miss Marla said I have 4. A lot of reason. Okay. And Miss Amelia put up the praise hands, and Yummy Gummy was saying that Shamilia is shimmy. That's what she was saying. So now, do any of y'all women in the comment section have a problem with respecting a man? Let me know if y'all have a problem with respecting a man. Is that too much for y'all to do? How about you? Go ahead.
And again, it depends on the position, because I could have set it off on you on a couple times.
Right.
But because
and you didn't because of what?
It would have been the end of all to be all. I had to get to know Crete. I was gonna call you a certain word, but I ain't call you that tonight. I'm trying to have reverence and respect. Cause I'm gonna use an old word. He a humdinger. So you got to learn people you deal with. You either gonna deal with them and how you deal with them.
Yes, we're family, and I love her to
I don't
pieces.
care.
Mouth,
family members out.
She can cuss me out all she want.
I cuss old people and church people out.
I'ma still love her.
Yes, I'm playing nice. Yes, I am. Because sometimes, woo, some stuff he said, I'm like, where your sister at? That's what I'm saying. God.
And because she your cousin, she was playing now. Okay. And then yes, some men don't deserve respect. Okay. I tell you what, I'm getting ready to pop the link up there right now. I wanna hear why you guys think that some men, there's the link in the comment section. Why do you guys think some men don't deserve respect? I'd like to hear this. But meanwhile, in the book, let's say it's a book. Do you think that respect is listed in the book for men?
The book of what?
It could be the book of anything. The book Cretology. Do you think that it will call?
Oh,
it will call for
Cretology. No,
it won't call for no respect.
No, no, my cousin difficult. That's that Pisces Lord. Ooh. A lot of men.
Miss Christina, how are you?
For pre-birthday. Let me put my glasses on real quick. Hold
up. Because you aren't.
Let me make sure you're appropriate. Let me make sure you're appropriate. It's all right. Hold up. Okay, you have to put my glasses on you. Make sure you're appropriate. Let me make sure you're in the background. Hold up.
We got the whole crew. Miss Leslie, do you think that you can turn your phone around?
Turn it around.
Like that?
I can
turn it around.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so now see, Mr. Miller, you put up the boxing gloves. Hold on. We got everybody. We got Yummy Gummy in the building today.
Who's that? Leo? Look at little Leo.
It doesn't work.
What's your puppy name, Yummy?
It doesn't work.
Racer.
What is it?
Crete.
Huh? She said,
"What's your Crete?" It doesn't work when I put it sideways.
Okay.
We'll keep it like that, Ms. Hassan. Yummy, what's your puppy name?
Racer.
Racer?
Yeah, Racer.
You've been hanging with my cousin too long. The hell, the dog named Racer. Like Speed Racer. Okay. I am cute. I want me a puppy.
Miss Amelia said everyone deserves respect. I 110% agree with that. Everybody. You know what I mean? Now, here's the thing. Well, Miss Leslie, if you go up in the settings part and you hit let me see. Are you on an Android or iPhone?
An Android.
Okay. If you go up there and hit hold on. Hey, it's like you'll see portrait or I forgot the name of it.
Landscape?
Yeah, portrait or landscape. Just hit that, and then you should be able to do it. Because I'm trying to keep the screens full, instead of it being skinny here because it throws the screen off. But so So yes, I agree. Everybody deserves respect. Now, did Miss Marla come back on? Anyway, all right. So with that being said, as we gonna get this started here. A man wants respect. A man wants a woman he treats who treats him with respect and decency.
So do women.
Anyway, so I know I agree with that because I mean I know the woman, the man, of course, like that will be just disrespectful as a whole if the man is just not going to be respecting is not going to be respect the man is not going to respect the woman. And a lot of times a lot of people think that that hello Miss Marissa, and we got Miss Marla. Miss Marla, can you say something to see if we hear you?
Y'all look like damn twins.
Yeah, yeah, they cousins for real, for real.
Gracious.
Yummy says she has a bad echo on her side. When you get a chance,
go ahead, Miss Leslie H. You done got it together.
Yep, she done fixed it. All right.
Thanks,
Can you still
I
hear?
did.
Can you still hear? Can you still hear echoing, Yummy?
Is it?
You might have to turn off the echo thing. So, okay. So let me just go back because I keep getting cut off here. Shouts out to Cavelli in the building. Hey, Cavelli, I'm gonna need you to come and step in here to help the brother out. You know what I mean? So a man wants a woman who treats him with respect and decency. He wants to know that she admires or even looks up to him. Asking him for his opinion or advice on something, and then really listening to and taking in what he has to say is a great way to show him that you respect him. A lot respect. I think sometimes when women hear respect, they thinking of bowing down and on it. It's not that. It's simple. It's the simple things. Simple things. So, what do you have a problem with that? Miss Marissa, I'll ask.
Okay, what was the question again, Crete?
Do you have a problem with respecting men?
No, I don't have no problems respecting a man at all. I have respect for everybody.
Oh, that's hard.
Okay, that's beautiful. Miss Amelia also said, "I would respect my man." That's beautiful. That's beautiful, and that's really good to hear that from y'all ladies, because a lot of times, like, respecting a man, it's like they look at it like it's like a demonization or something, and that's not cool. You know what I mean? We should respect one another, and that's how we'll get along. I've been in relationships where things were like sort of disrespectful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've been there before. And shouts out to Nate from upstate in the building, and shouts out to Cavelli pulling up on us on a relationship show. We appreciate
Yes,
you both.
sir.
Estrogen up here, so we needed some more. All right. So
I'm sorry about that, you guys. My baby kicked the camera off.
oh, okay, no problem. So anyway, as I was saying was this thing is doing something weird. Okay, so Miss Marla said it's to be earned. Y'all heard what I said before, and I mean I can't
I believe
change.
that. I believe that statement.
You
It
think
should be
that?
earned. Yeah,
Okay,
I
you think?
so.
As a matter of fact, you know what? Cavelli too. We're gonna start our part two. The name. Okay, no, I remember. Now you think you feel as though as a man that respect should be earned. You said, right?
Absolutely, because not every man deserves respect. First things first. If a woman is dealing with a guy who doesn't respect himself, I don't think he's entitled to her respect, but I don't think he's entitled to disrespect. Me personally, I just don't think he's entitled to that woman's devotion and her loyalty, essentially. Because the thing is that if you walk inside my house and you see like my house is fucked up, the show over the floor, clearly you're not going to have no respect to come take your shoes off and you know not fuck up the rest of my house and stuff like that, right? Because you see that my foundation is already messed up, it's already discombobulated, it's all over the place. But I feel like men should have like women should give men respect to men who value their respect for themselves. That's what I believe. So I don't believe that a woman should be disrespecting a man who respects himself. I just don't believe that, if anything.
Okay. You know what? I agree with a lot of that. I do. Hold on one second. I think it's yummy. You might have to turn something down, the computer or something,
Hold on one second. Okay.
because it's echoing over here.
Turn something down.
So here's my thing, and this is something that I always say, and I think I already shout out my brother Nate from upstate, and Miss Marla said true Cavelli. So I agree with you. It's almost like, let's say when you go to buy a car, let's say you're buying a used car, and when you go the first first sight of this car, you can tell whether this person respected or took care of that car or not, right? So that's kind of sort of what you're talking about, and you're gonna make that decision. Well, I'm not gonna buy this car because this guy did not take care of this car. You know what I'm saying? So you may look at it like that, but as for me, I put it like this: I was in a relationship before where the lady who was with me was always telling me, "Oh, respect is to be earned." But I used to hear her father say that all the freaking time, right?
Mhm.
And I don't like him.
Right.
I don't like the dude. He's a POS to me. And the reason why I'm saying this, I usually don't say this about people. I don't. But he really is. He's a monster to his family and everything. But to my point is that I hear him say that, and then she says that because he programmed her. But
Mhm.
in all reality, for me, you don't have to earn my respect, or I don't have to earn your respect.
Right.
I'm going to respect you.
I mean, me
You understand
personally,
me?
I feel like it's the other way around. I feel like she has to earn your respect. I think that's what it is. I don't think you have to earn her respect. And I'm not, saying that like to be a sexist or anything like that. I'm saying because the end of the day, women need a man for multiple reasons. We only need them for like three reasons. You know what I mean? And it's not real hard to figure out what those three reasons are. So if the consistency is key. If a woman comes around and she does not have consistency within my program, therefore, what I'm saying, I don't have the need to respect her. Now, I will respect her enough to tell her what she's doing wrong only one time, and if she fucks up again, she has to leave, or I'm going to leave. It's one of the two, right? Because I'm not going to be in a situation with someone who doesn't want to respect me, right? And the
Mhm.
whole time they're dealing with me, they know I have respect for myself, which is the reason I'm giving her a program to follow. Because she's most likely been in relationships with losers and guys who never actually had a program, and they were all over the place. And they just took shit, whatever the case may be. And these women live life going around thinking that they can do whatever the case may be, which it's not always their fault. It's not always their fault. It's just their fault because they're not dealing with the right men, and then they wonder why they're not dealing with the right men, because the thing is that a lot of them don't have what it takes to actually deal with the right man. Like, for example, like, let's say I meet a woman, she's a lawyer, all this other stuff, she's a lawyer, right? She has a lot of money, great credit score, and I don't have shit, right? But in order
Right.
for me to deal with her the way I want to deal with her, she's asking me, okay, you have this, you have that, you have this, you have that, and I don't have it. So I have that one or two options. I could either stay with her and lie to her up until the point where I get what I want and then leave, or I can, like build myself up to get to the point where I'm able to have a woman like that. It's kind of like vice versa. And I feel like a lot of women try to reach for goals or reach for things that are absolutely impossible for who they are. Like, it's just not possible. It's not. Like, it's
Uh,
not.
And you know what? I know what you're talking about, but I'm dying to hear what my cousin got to say.
I'm just listening because the word program threw me off a long time ago when he kept saying it.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna give you a little bit more of a breakdown what the program is. So a program is real simple. Okay, a program is whenever you're coming around a man and he has, a way that he lives his life. There's a reason why you're around. So a program can be, hey, listen, come over to my house and make me some food. Just do things for me. That's a program, right? Like, I'm pretty sure, okay, you go to work, right? That's part of your program. Your program is you wake up in the morning, maybe get a coffee, get some breakfast, go to work, come, what I'm saying, change your clothes, go back, go to the gym, and then go to sleep, whatever, right? That's part of your program. Those are procedures that you do, to live your life the way that you want to live your life accordingly. So if I want a woman around me that I want, accordingly, like I need her to follow these expectations, it's part of a program. See, the thing is that a lot of these guys just allow women to come around and don't have any structure, any backbone, any principles or program or standards. They don't have them, right? So what they'll do is they'll literally look at the woman and ask her what she wants, not being able to provide that because they don't have they don't have the necessities to provide it. They don't have the lifestyle to provide it. And then the woman just ends up leaving them anyways because it's like, damn, all right, well, he don't have shit. That's how it
See,
goes.
and see that we talked about that a lot of times on this podcast, and a lot of times, I'm gonna give it to Dern. I'm gonna give it to Dern, where Dern said he wouldn't date a woman that makes more to him or whatever, blah blah blah. Right? I get it, and I get what he was saying because those relationships become disrespectful. They become toxic because the woman is now going to be walking over that guy, making him sometimes feel not worthy. And I mean, you can put yourself in there if you want.
Absolutely.
Put yourself in there if you want, and you'll see how that works out. Shouts out to Tiff Trait in the building. Thank you so much for
And
coming
it, and it
through.
never and it never and it's never a successful thing. It never goes good. Like when guys try to do it like that, it never goes good. That's why, like in my personal opinion, I have to see consistency out of a woman. I have to see consistency. Just because you sprinkle a little bit of pussy on me, that doesn't, essentially say, "Wow, okay, you know what? Come move in with me. Hey, you want to go on a date? Oh yeah, for sure. We can do." No, I'm not doing that because like getting women is not hard. It's not a hard task. The problem is just getting the woman that you want. That's a hard task. And getting the woman that you want to do what you need her to do, that's a hard task. A hard task for a woman is getting a man who she wants to actually keep her around. That is the hard task. So obtaining man or woman is not a hard task. To maintain the situation that you want to happen is a very hard task. Otherwise, we would not be having this conversation if it was so easy. Because it's not.
Hey, I
Everybody
can
has issues.
I can agree. But see, now back to that thing about respect, right? Like I said, I feel as though respect shouldn't have to be earned. That's just like when if I was first meet you, right, Cavelli? You
Right.
think I'm going to disrespect you? No, I'm going to treat you
No,
with the utmost respect from the beginning. You
absolutely.
understand what I'm saying? So that's why respect shouldn't be earned. If
Yeah.
you show me otherwise, the reason why I should not respect you, then I'm not going to respect you.
Right.
But in the beginning, I'm going to respect you. You see what I'm saying? So, and
Absolutely.
we have to always remember that because I mean, you can go up at some of these people's faces and disrespect them from the beginning if you want. You know what I'm saying? But shouts out to my big sister in the building. What's going on, big sis, which is Lesky. Say, hey, Bird, hey, Cuz, hey, Leslie, hey, Christina, hey, Yummy. And then so, and I want to thank everybody for coming in on TikTok, actually. And you guys are more than welcome to join in on the conversation on TikTok, or if you want to come in and join on YouTube at Street Tactics Media, you guys can come and please share the live feed. Please do that. So that's my thing right there. It's it's something else, when you situation like that. But we're easily to say that because we grew up like that. But when you start really thinking about it, it's like, nah, we got to respect one another from the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Absolutely.
So again, why women leave men they love, and all these women up here, you guys should be jumping into this. And Yummy said she can't get hers to work right. Yeah, it's probably the internet feed because it gets crazy sometimes. Okay, so all right, now let's start this here, right? Let's start this here. Hold on one second. Now, let's start this here. Okay, there can be different causes. Now, this is again why women leave men that they love.
It's
There can
not
be
love.
different,
It's not
huh?
love. No, my bad. I'm sorry to interrupt you. No, it's not love. It's well, my bad. It's not unconditional love. See, that's the thing. See, they say that they love this man, but they don't love him unconditionally. See, the problem is that whenever they're dealing with each other in a relationship, there's things that they love about each other that are different from other people, which is the reason why they're staying together. But once those things start to drop off and they start to not be existent anymore, then that love goes away. Now it's harder for a man to not love a woman than it's hard than it's easier for a woman to not love a man, just because a man provides so much to a woman that she cannot provide for herself. See, a lot of times women think that men are dependent on them, and we're absolutely not. I mean, there's reasons why we're not, but like we started off as savages, right? What I'm saying, like we started off as hunters. I mean, we started off as the builders. So before we ever needed a woman, we already had a man creating everything. All the women love. Women love to go to the bars. They love to drink. They love Moscatos. They love all this shit, right? A lot of men created that. So I definitely think, a woman brings things together for a man, but the fact that she would leave him because she doesn't, or she loves him and now she doesn't love him, a man doesn't look at it like that. We don't look at it like that. When we love you unconditionally, especially if we have a child with you. We love you unconditionally for the fact that you allowed us, saying also to experience something that you're experienced, which is a child, right? But I mean, women just love what they can get. And once they can't get it no more, all right, bet I need to go find somewhere else I can get it. And maybe I might love this one.
Amen.
So here's my thing. Here's my thing right here. Now, you know what? I'll get back to that in a second. Let me get on this. And thank you for your comment there, Cabelli. All right. So right now, there can be a different causes like emotional neglect. Now we're jumping back on why women leave men that they love. There can be a different causes like emotional neglect, spouse, mental compatibility issues, and even other issues that can cause such breakups. Okay. Some mates generally try their hardest to save a relationship or marriage. But if they do not get satisfaction in the marriage or feel the marriage is beyond repair, they may leave. While men desire strong emotional connections, they value their independence and personal growth. Women must respect their partner's need for personal space and allow them to pursue their interests and goals. Men want to be with someone who encourages their personal growth and respects their needs for independence. My cousin, do you have a problem with that when it comes to men?
I do not have a problem with that.
See, you trying to shock me tonight. That's what that is. What they call it? What they call when somebody trying to trick you?
Gaslight.
You gaslight,
Gaslighting, or you trying to
I mean,
troll me or something like that?
well, I mean, the thing is that right when women don't look at it how it's logical, we look at it. So their only choice is to accept what we're saying because it's true. Otherwise, if it wasn't true, we wouldn't be talking about it, right? But the guy
Can I say
also
something?
mentioned in the comments, his name is Nate. He says, I'm trying to understand how you got these women out here like twos or threes thinking that they're tens for advice. I get it. Okay, so the reason that you got guys out here doing that and you got women out here thinking that is because you got a lot of guys out here who don't have any fucking game. They don't deal with women the way we deal with them. They don't deal with women the way that we would, what I'm saying? That the guys, a high value, top tier, will like to deal with a woman. So any woman they can get, their course are going to lie to them and tell them they're a fucking 10. If you don't get any women and you finally get a woman that's a 2, why would you not tell her that she's a 10?
And see, the thing about that's what we call simping. when the guys get up there and just be blowing and boosting these women up and stuff like that. These guys got to stop that. I ain't saying that the women ain't beautiful or they ain't worthy or whatever the case may be, but these guys got to stop messing stuff up for other men and stop boosting the women's heads up.
Facts.
Please.
Preach.
Well, let me
Please.
flip on the other side.
5 minutes, cuz
There are a lot of men out here that boost themselves up to make themselves look shiny and new, but they trash.
Bruh.
They got a lot of work to do.
Okay.
I've never seen so many men, and remember, I do counseling on certain levels. I've never seen in conversations so many men that live with their family members. They don't work. I talked to gentlemen about working, being, providing. You may have to work a second job, to get the things you want. They can't get apartments because they don't make enough money, but I make suggestions. And oh Lord, if they got to work past 4 or 5 hours or 6 hours without smoking weed, they're going to die. It's stepping up and be a man. If I can get out here and work my ass to get where I need to be, why can't you as a male? We have a lot of estrogen in these males nowadays. You got a lot of sassiness. You got a lot of they want to be treated like passenger princesses.
Let me ask you this, because
those are bums. Those aren't men. Those are bums. See,
right?
You can't mix a bum with a
okay,
man.
but no, we were talking about why we gaslight women up. These men gaslight themselves up sometimes, and most of them broke as shit.
Okay, well, the thing is that we're rating attraction, we're rating looks, we're rating physical features. If a woman is clearly a 2 or a 1, why the fuck would I ever call her a 10? It's like, okay, if a guy's a bum and you can clearly see he's a bum, how can he try to, obviously, make it seem like he's rich? He can't.
Because they tried. You'd be surprised. What's your name? Cavellis. These dudes that they on social service or social security and they front with all these tennis shoes or these chains or whatever the lifestyle. They don't, but that's what they do.
Need to see if a nigga got a car. Listen, it's real simple to see if a guy's really winning out here. If he has his own house and he has a fucking car and he's doing somewhat decent for himself, if a guy don't have either one of those two things, like there's called disqualifiers. Women have them, and that's how they pick and choose what nigga they want to deal with, or from these disqualifiers. Well, guys also have these disqualifiers too. If a woman's a 1 or a 2 or 3 or anything below a 7, that is an automatic disqualifier for a guy who is high caliber, high echelon, and top tier, right? He wouldn't even look that direction. So the way that you guys have disqualifiers, kind of use them a little bit more precisely and look at it like if he has a car and he has a house and he has money coming in, he must have a decent lifestyle. If the guy doesn't have either one of those two things, why would you give him the time of day? That's your fault. Like that's my fault if I deal with a 2.
Most definitely.
Go ahead.
Are you talking about? Are you being superficial? Are you talking about outside, or are you talking about overall?
I'm talking about part. Okay,
when
so
you're rating these women.
It's real simple. If I walk up to a girl who who like you can notice her, and you can say from 90% of people who see her, like let's say Megan Good. Megan Good is definitely not under a 7 or an 8. She's on the 8 and 9 range, right? So
Wrong.
if I see a Megan Good, I don't give a damn about how shit her personality is. My physical, my biology, my person, myself is gonna want to literally get up inside that. Why? Because I'm looking at something that just looks so spectacular. Now, if I see something that just makes me want to, like it makes me want to, right? And I look at that, there's nothing in my brain, no matter how great her personality is, that actually wants to get that from her. Like it's just not gonna work the same way. It's not. I mean, like what? Like it's just not gonna work. Pretty much, like it's impossible. You know what I mean? Like women disqualify men for all types of reasons. They really do. Like I'm pretty sure. I don't know if if you got with a guy before who had terrible sex game. He couldn't fuck and all types of things, and you liked him all the way up until the point where you realized he could not fuck, and then you decided not to be with him any longer anymore. Then call him or anything. Those are disqualifiers.
Mr. Cavalli, excuse me for 1 second. You can continue. Can we not use the F bomb? You use it all since you've been on it. Can we not use the F bomb? They'll flag us.
All right, my bad. Okay, cool. No, I got you. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure you've been in positions with men that you were talking to before, right? They probably lied to you and told you a bunch of, stuff that made you, believe that he's really the guy that he's saying he is. And then you get to that point where you're about to get down with the get down, and you like, oh yeah, you were so great, you were so amazing, and then you never called him back ever again. That it's like the same thing, but for women, it's real simple. You just have to literally look good. You have to look good. Like we don't give a damn too much about the personality. The first thing is you have to look good. If you do not look good, we're not talking to you. We're not looking at you. We don't care about your finances. You have to look good. It's just that simple. And then once we get past the barrier of you looking good, then we can take your
That's
personality and
pretty
everything else
sad.
into account.
All right.
I'm sorry,
Hold
that's
on.
just the way
No,
it is.
So,
Go ahead. Go ahead, Miss Leslie. What do you have to say?
so you're being superficial then.
I mean,
nah. It's it,
it's
it's
That's what.
not
automatic.
being super. It's not being superficial. It is what it is. It's what you're naturally attracted to. When you were a kid, you were attracted to who you were attracted to from the age of 6, from the age of 9, from the age of 10. So just because you became an adult and say you got this thing figured out, well, they may not look good, but they doing this or they doing that or they have this or have that. It's that natural attraction is still there, and with men, it's not going anywhere. I've said that 1,000 times. I mean,
What
women
about
can
what?
go on and go. They can go on and go on about they got they got a cooch pocket and that's good enough, and they make good money. Overall, men desire that trophy. They desire that trophy. They for that
Now,
trophy. I've been said this long time ago. You know what they did? What kind of women you meet? Where you hang out at? It's
I
not
want to
that's
jump in and say
the
something.
natural attraction, natural physical.
Can I say something?
What about when
Yep.
you get
Can
older
I say?
and your hair's
Hold
Am
on.
I?
falling out
Hold on
and
one second. Go ahead, Miss Leslie. Go ahead, and then Mark is going to come in. Go ahead.
Okay.
what about when you get older and you become bald and you have a beer belly and or
It doesn't
things don't
it does listen. I
things
get what you're
change.
Yeah,
saying.
men are
I
attractive in
said
all ways.
I
We're
said this
attractive in
long
all
time ago.
aspects.
I said this long time ago. Women were made for beauty, men were built for labor. So when nowadays when women are talking about he ain't Christopher Williams, he ain't The Rock, he ain't Tyson Beckford, that's nowadays. Back in
Y'all
the day,
ain't
women
even Chris
always
Rock.
I think.
Shit.
Can
went
I? Can I jump in?
Go ahead. Okay.
women back in the day. Let me finish.
He talk.
Women back in the day always went. Yeah, you had your Billy D. Williams. Yeah, you had your um, Ray Parker Jr. But women back in the day always went by how hard a worker he was. The 9 to 5, bringing home the bread and the bacon. But nowadays
Hey,
the women are saying, "Oh, he has to be this, has to be that." At the end of the day,
Right.
women were made for beauty. Men were built for labor. You cannot change that. That's
Mhm.
never
can
going to change. That's
let
never
me
The
going to
jump
problem is
in.
that
change.
women out
Let me
here trying
jump
to
in real
think like
quick.
us and
All
trying
right.
to,
Go
Let
ahead,
me
you're
jump
Mark.
in
you're
real.
gonna
Go ahead, Mark.
Okay.
Women,
Hold
Do
on
you
one
have
second,
it on?
Cavell.
Do you have the screens on? Because all I get is like a screensaver type thing. Or you don't
Yeah,
have
no,
screens on tonight.
we can see you.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But
I can't
if you
see.
can turn your phone sideways, that would definitely help because I'm trying to have everybody fill the screen.
Okay, you would not believe what I see. I see this thing that looks like purple and black bubbles all over the screen. I don't see any people or any names or anything. So I don't know what's going on with that. It's like I'm just getting straight audio.
All right, yeah, you
yeah,
might have
that's
to
what I
log
got
in,
too.
log
We
out.
Yeah.
see
So
you.
we
It's fine. I got the same
we
thing
can
too.
Okay.
see you. We
Oh, he
can
got the
see
same
you
thing. Okay.
and hear
Okay.
you. So
Okay. All right. Let me say this too, and then I'll try to log back in again if I need to. 'Cause maybe I don't know what's going on with the bubbles and all that, but it's kind of looking kind of crazy. Um,
It's graphic
I don't
design,
know.
sir.
I don't. Okay, gotcha. I don't know who that is speaking because I can't see his name. Who is that? The
Cavelli.
guy, the gentleman.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Cavelli. Okay, so we haven't had a chance to talk. First thing is, I don't know how old he is. First thing is about
24.
half of what he's saying. About half of what he's saying is correct, and the other half is not. Okay. Second thing is he's not speaking for all men. So when he says men this, men that, I'm telling you now, he's not speaking for all men. That's the first thing. I mean, second thing, I've been a life coach for a lot of years. I've been a licensed marriage and family therapist. I've been a licensed counselor. I've counseled thousands and thousands of people, including couples. And my point is that he has a right to his opinion. He represents a certain segment of men, yes, but he is not speaking for all men. He's certainly not speaking for a whole bunch of good men. I can tell you 100 men right now who will be listening to him and will be cringing.
Who?
Okay, but
Who? The
I can
losers,
tell
the
you,
bums, those
but
guys?
watch this though. In fairness, I can tell you 100 men who will be listening to him will be nodding their head and saying, "Yeah, he's right on." Okay, so I'm not saying he's all wrong. I'm saying that he lacks balance because he keeps stereotyping and saying men are this way, men are this, men are that. Now, when we get into the physiological aspect, when we get into the hold on, we get into the physiological aspect of it. That is true about how women were constructed and men were constructed and what purposes they were constructed for. That's physiological, that's biochemical. We can go on multiple levels with that, whether it's evolution or creation. Okay, but or down the middle. But my point is that, you know, I'm careful to not stereotype any entire group. I'm not gonna say all black women have a big mouth and all black women
I didn't
are
say all. I never
want to
said
be a
all. I never
no,
said
no, no,
all.
no, no. I'm not saying no, no. He didn't say that. Hold on, let me finish, brother. He didn't say that at all. I'm just using it as an example. He didn't say that at all. I know that. I'm not talking about him. I'm just saying. I'm just giving an example of how I'm not going to stereotype, because once we get into stereotypes, that's how our people see, and not just African Americans, but quite white people, Caucasians too. That's how we begin to see everybody we come in contact with, and that's not true. It's just not true. So we want to debate that issue. We can, and I can supply data, facts, and hard evidence to back up what I'm talking. But at the same time, I'm balanced. So because I'm balanced, I can actually support and say a lot of the things he's saying are correct for a segment of men, and a lot of the things are not. That's all I was saying.
Okay,
Okay.
appreciate you, Mark. Um, Now, was it anybody else who wanted to jump in after that, so that we can, anybody else want to jump in? Now, well, let me read Miss Amelia's comment. She said, "Physical, mental, and verbal abuse should be the main reason you leave anybody in a relationship."
You're
Miss
basically,
Christina.
yeah, you're basically saying, oh, he didn't take me out to Cancun. Oh, he didn't take me on this date. Those so
Wow,
superficial, surface level reasons aren't, the main deciding factors on why you should leave somebody in a committed relationship.
I agree.
No, you should leave someone in a relationship if they're abusive. If someone's hitting you, if someone is calling you names, you don't stay for that.
Well, I got a question. I got a question. Okay, because there's another side to that coin. I'm not saying somebody should be abusing you or hitting you or calling you names, but of course we know, and we know from domestic violence issues. I used to work with the sheriff's department. We know from domestic violence issues that sometimes it wasn't. Look at this. It wasn't domestic violence. Sometimes it was a fight, and the woman started it, and the woman lost. Okay, but many times, most of the time, it was a domestic violence issue. Yes. So I'm not saying, my thought is, like I said, like I told my sons are adults. You know, one day a lady told them, no matter what a woman does, don't you ever hit her. I said, don't tell them that, because if she come at you with a frying pan, you better knock her out. She come at you with a baseball bat, you better knock her out and be ready to sit in jail till you get bonded out. She come at you with a knife or a gun, you better do what you have to do, because it's self-preservation. So my point is, people are getting all this thrown together because women, and I'm not here to women bash, but I gotta agree with my brother. I gotta go down that road, the slippery slope that he went down on that. Uh, Too many women are playing victim who are not victims. Some are, most are, many are, but some of the women are the person doing the victimizing, and then
I'll be right back, y'all.
because they're the woman, they get a pass on it, and they start crying, and their hair is all messed up. And then when the police come, I've seen it a dozen times. When the police come, they're gonna take the guy away instead of the woman, because they're gonna empathize with the woman, and he and she started it. So I'm gonna tell you what they did in DeKalb County years ago. They started determining, they were following a federal law. The federal law was I'm trying to remember the terminology of it. It was basically, in essence, it was who started the issue. Was the man trying to leave and the woman putting her foot in the door, blocking him, saying, "You gonna hit me? You gonna hit me?" Or the primary, I can't remember the name of the term now. It was the primary aggressor. It was a federal law on the primary aggressor. So DeKalb County started realizing years ago, it was about 20 years ago, they started realizing that women, some of the women, not all the women, some of the men were setting the men up so the men could get locked up. So what was happening was the man was trying to leave and the woman was blocking him. So when he forced the door open to get out, next thing you know, she's like, "Oh, I'm hurt," and the police come and he was going to jail. So what they started doing in the cab county is they started locking up the woman as fast as they would lock up the man, because they said, "Y'all resolve it yourself. If we come, somebody going to jail." And if
Let
they
me
could
ask you this,
determine,
Mark.
huh?
Let me
Uh-huh.
ask you this, Mark. Did that when they started doing that? Did that make a change? Did you see things starting to pipe down a little bit?
Oh yeah. Oh, they did, because the cab took the position, and that was when I'm trying to remember the guy who was Cedric. Cedric Alexander was the director of public safety, I believe. Okay. And so during his era, that's what happened. They said, "Look, you know, if we got to come out
Pipe
there and
down.
y'all can't resolve it, if we got to come out there and y'all can't resolve it, somebody going to jail. And if we determine whoever started it, that's who's going to jail." And when they did that, the numbers of supposedly alleged domestic violence started dropping, because the
Let me
women
say this.
were hesitant
Y'all,
to call in because they knew that some of them knew they had started it.
and that was brilliant. That was simple but brilliant. Here's the other thing that I mentioned a while back when it comes to child support. If most women win, most women win and get granted child support. If they start
Right.
saying, "Okay, okay, y'all, you want child support? I'll tell you what, it's y'all kid. Mom, you pay 50%. Dad, you pay 50%. I guarantee you, child support go down."
That is actually the law now. It's supposed to be child support is paid by both parents. But in the real scheme of things, like Tupac said, that's just the way it is. It doesn't come out that way. But that's supposed to be what the law is now. Both parents pay child support. But it doesn't come out the way, because the custodial parent, who's 99% the mom most of the time, does not get penalized if she doesn't pay, so to speak, because how do you gauge that? But the man gets penalized if he doesn't pay. Now I'll tell you one thing. I'm gonna hand the microphone back to you. I don't want to overtalk, but let me say this. This is really important because I did the research on this. Did you know that if you take the equal number of women in Georgia who are non-custodial parents and match them against the men who are non-custodial parents, there is a much higher rate of the women not paying child support and being deadbeat moms than there is the men being deadbeat dads. Now, you never gonna hear that. But if you know how to dig through the mire, you can find the numbers and statistics. Because I found them.
Amen.
I
Hey,
hate to keep
Mark. Hey, you know what,
yes, sir.
Mark? Hey, you know what,
Yes,
Mark?
sir.
Hey,
Hold on,
guess what, Mark? Crete,
hold on,
hold on. Crete.
hold on,
Hey,
sir. Fathers are always better parents. I'm sorry, but go ahead, Shimmy.
Ooh. I ain't gonna
because you
comment on
know,
that, but
you
go
know,
ahead.
you know what, Mark?
Yes, sir.
Men are not gonna go down there and saying she ain't paying child support. Men
You're
don't
right.
run back. They're not gonna do that. They're gonna be like, you
You're
know
right.
what? Go ahead and go to you for the streets. Go ahead and continue to be in the streets. I got my child. That's
You're
how it's
right.
gonna be. The woman, she gonna be down there
Amen.
every day till his ass locked up.
And you know what? I'm gonna tell you something else that I saw in Fulton County. Okay, people didn't know about this. If the woman came, if let's say the man comes down there and he's gonna file a restraining order on the woman, and then he's gonna try to, what happens, how that goes. They file a restraining order. Either one of them is delivered, and then the one whoever has the child, actually, if they're smart about it, they'll end up keeping the child until the divorce. I mean, until the initial hearing or whatever goes through, and then the initial hearing will give the child back to the mom. That's what's gonna happen 99% of the time. But here's what was happening in Fulton County. The man go down there because the woman hit him with a pan in the head, or she threw something on him, or something like that. They first of all they would laugh at him. Second of all, the man would go. The men, few men, like the brother said, who would even step up to go tell somebody what happened because they were embarrassed. They would tell them, well, you a big strong man. You supposed to be it doesn't matter whether I'm a big strong man or not. You're not supposed to be hitting me with nothing. You hit me with something and you a woman, I'm gonna knock you out. Okay, because I figure if you're not concerned about me being a man and me being stronger than you, then I'm not going to be concerned about you coming at me with a knife or a gun or a bat. Okay, but what they would do down in Fulton County is they would call the woman and tell her Joe Smith is down here trying to file a restraining order on you. We will stall him. I've seen it. Come down here and you file one on him first. And then they would take her in another room, have her meet in another office right down there in Fulton County. And they in the Fulton County Government Center, they would take her in the room. I can tell you where the rooms are. And they would take her in another room, let her file hers first, walk it straight into the judge, because a feminist will walk it straight into the judge, and then the judge would sign it, and boom, ex parte, which is one party present, no hearing, and then boom, by the time that now the guy is gonna get served in the Fulton County Government Center with the document that he actually came down there to file first.
Mm.
And it happens every
I
week
think
in all over this state.
Go
And
ahead, Miss.
brothers know it.
Go
I
ahead, Miss.
think that some I'm sorry. I think that some people need some anger management courses or something. I
Well,
mean,
who are you referring to?
people like hitting someone over the head with a bat or a pan. I would never do that.
Oh no, I'm not saying
Hold
you
on,
Keep
would.
doing
wait.
I'm
these
just
things,
saying
Hold
that
but
on. Say that again,
I'm
Miss
saying
Leslie.
what
Say that again, Miss Leslie.
I'm go ahead, sir.
I'm just saying I would never do that. I don't know. I'm just
You would
why
never do
can't
what?
people be civil?
You can't. You would never do what?
Hit somebody over the head with a pan.
I
Hit
mean, that's
somebody over the
great.
head with a
That's
pan.
great that you would never do
Like
that. But unfortunately, that exists all the freaking time. And the
Hey,
thing
Well,
hey,
is,
hey,
they
Creek,
definitely
hey,
will
Creek,
do it, or
Creek,
what?
Creek. You know
yeah.
what? When people laughed in the movies when what was that? I can't remember the movie that Tyler Perry did where he was Medea and there was the girl. I think it's the girl who was in Set It Off. The girl who played the quiet one. I forgot her name.
Oh, I
Anyway,
know what you're talking
that
about. The
was
one that looked like Cicely Tyson.
yeah, yeah, exactly. The one with big eyes. She
Hmm.
was in the movie, and everybody laughed in the theater when he said hot grit. Oh no, it wasn't him or wasn't her. It was another girl. When Medea told her hot grits, everybody laughed. And so, but if somebody had said, hey, to the guy, hey, she come at you with something, beat the hell out of her, then nobody would have laughed. They would say, oh, that's domestic violence. So we
Right.
got to admit first that we got a double standard in this country
Yeah, that's
about
true.
how, you know what I'm saying, about how people are treated. You're supposed to constitutionally have equal protection under the law, but that's a joke. That's not the truth. And anybody knows it. And many women prey on that fact to use it to their advantage. And I'm going to tell you one other thing. I got to say this: be careful, guys, of those women. I'm not saying all women, I'm not saying most women. Be careful of those women who say they are attorneys who represent men because they believe men should get a fair shake. I can tell you three of them off the top of my head in Georgia now where that's a straight out lie. They represent men so they can screw them over. They represent men so they're going to get paid. And they turn right around. I know one attorney got disbarred because she took all that money from the guy. The guy to represent him. He still didn't see his kids. And she turned around and split the money with his ex. And the bar association found out about it right down on Marietta Street and disbarred her.
Mm.
So it's a lot of, I'm not saying that's most people, but it's some really nasty stuff going on. One other thing a lot of people didn't know. If you ever go to court and they're dealing with some child support issues, custody issues, or domestic violence or restraining orders, look over to the right side of the court. You're gonna see the court reporter, if they have one, depending on whether it's magistrate or not, or superior court, state court. You're gonna see the court reporter, you're going to see the solicitors. You're going to see the what do you call it, the public defender, or you're going to see attorneys sitting down. Then there's always that lady over there, and look for her, the lady who you don't know who she is and what she does. That's a women's rights advocate. And she sits right there, and her responsibility is to report back to the women's rights groups whether the judge did what the judge needed to do in favor of the woman or not. And these judges are scared of these women's feminist groups because it's not women's rights. It's women's feminist groups that have infiltrated and infected the women's rights groups. And these judges, male or female, old or young, black or white, or Indian or Asian or Hispanic, are afraid of those groups because they're so powerful. I'm telling you what I've seen because I
Can I,
learned in
can I,
being in court a number of times for different things to testify on investigations and stuff like that. I learned how to spot who that person was in there, and I wasn't even in there for a case that related to me directly, but I learned how to spot that person, and I watch in the courtroom who talks to
I
who.
got a question.
Yes,
I
sir.
got a question. I got a question.
Yeah.
Hey, so just to cut back on this war against single men and single women, and just the Mark,
Yeah.
what do you think, Mark? I'm asking you. What if I know what somebody gonna say in the comments? I know what they gonna say. It already is. No, it's not. But Mark, what if they made prostitution legal? Would we have all the drama with the fake relationships and the so-called marriages if prostitution was legal? What how do you think it'd change the landscape of the relationship game and the marriage game and the dating game if
Well, I
prostitution
just
was legal?
got back from going to Vegas twice this year, once on business and taking my wife one other time. And, we didn't leave Las Vegas, but the ranches out there are I mean, not dude ranches, they are pony ranches, as they call them, out
Legal.
there in the desert. Yeah, where
Brothels,
prostitution
brothels,
broth. Yeah, yeah, but they call them pony
brothels.
ranches or something like that. Yeah. So they're out there in the desert and prostitution is legal. Excuse me. So to answer your question, if they made prostitution legal, in my opinion, it would tremendously cut the number of women who down in Georgia, I'll talk about Georgia, who marry men just because of what the man has or because what the man's throwing out in front of them or what it is that the woman is after that the man has or the money that he's giving her or whatever. Okay. It would drop those women because those women would feel like they can legally just straight up, and prostitution still goes on throughout Georgia, but some of those are not sex trafficking; those are prostitution cases gone bad. But you know what I'm saying? But it would drop the number of people of women who are marrying men for the wrong reason because they wouldn't have any need to get the ring on their finger. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Okay, they wouldn't have need to get the ring because they can get things from the men like that. Now, here's one other issue on that to
When
go
you when,
deeper
when-
down the
once you do
rabbit.
this one, Mark, once you do this one, I gotta jump to the comments.
Okay,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
okay, gotcha. Down the rabbit hole on that, you'd have to define prostitution
On the
because
on
because
the
be,
street,
be,
on the
be,
street.
well, no, I'm just saying, no, not even. I know what you mean, but I'm saying in Georgia, there's prostitution going on. We just don't call it prostitution. She's giving him some because he took her on a trip. She's giving him some because he paid her car note. She's giving him some because he paid her rent. Oh yeah, it's coming across differently. It's not called prostitution, but it's become acceptable, quote unquote, prostitution in Georgia. That's all I'm
I'm I,
saying.
I'm talking about the corner store. I'm
I
talking
hear you.
about going up to the quick trip or the racetrack, and
You talking about like they
you
used
handle
to
it.
You talking about like they used to do on Stewart Avenue when
Yeah, on
before it was
back
called
page.
that
Yeah,
called
on back page. Yeah, yeah, like
on
that.
back
Just hey,
page and all that. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's
It would
Seven
reduce. It
Eleven.
would.
prostitution right
Yeah.
there. That's straight prostitution. So look, now we were talking about child support, right? Now Tiff Trey, I'm going to read this. She said, "I work for child support, but nowadays the fathers are now coming in and getting the support from the mother. Great, because a lot of these fathers had enough of that
Hmm.
being done to them over the years. It is about time somebody wants to play fair. It's about time.
Ask
I
her.
don't
Hey,
feel
Crete,
sorry.
Crete, Crete.
Uh-huh.
Ask her if if it's like pulling teeth or brain surgery for the judge to order the non-custodial mom to give a list of her expenses and her assets and her financial statement.
Right. And you know what? Y'all know how a lot of times the women on here, they'll say, oh, we making more money than y'all now. Some things backfire.
I helped my I helped my ex-husband out $20,000 worth of child support debt.
You helped them out of
I
it.
think, I helped him pay it. I used my income tax returns every year. He owed that to his ex-wife, and I used my money to help him pay that off.
Mm-hmm.
So there
I
are
mean,
different, there are certain circumstances.
yeah, that's very stand up, that you did
But
that.
it's also very rare
Yeah,
and it's
it's rare.
unique
Well,
and it's appreciated, but it's
it's it's
unique.
ve- it's it's yeah, it's very noble of you to do that. However, I mean, you say he's an ex, so it was noble of you to do that, but not wise.
Well,
Now,
he wasn't an
Well, I
ex
was
at the
married
time,
to
was
him,
he?
all right,
He wasn't an
hold
ex
on one
at he
second.
was
No,
oh he
Okay.
wasn't an ex at the time, was he?
that was part of his baggage.
But he wasn't an
Okay.
ex.
What?
You were with him, right?
Right, and
Right.
I didn't realize that he had that baggage until we were married. But yeah, that's my
Now that's
own,
Hold
kind
on,
of foul that he
hold on,
you know.
let me ask you, why couldn't he just pay it and you hold down the fort?
That's a good question.
No, even
When
better
I filed
question.
Why?
my
I mean, okay,
taxes every year,
Why
we
couldn't he
filed,
just pay it in the beginning
yeah,
and not?
why could okay? Let me get to it, y'all. Let me get to it.
Uh-oh.
Why couldn't he? Okay, you were married, living in the same household. I'm assuming.
yes,
Okay, he go to work,
they
take
garnished
that
his
paycheck he's
wages.
getting. Okay, so but what I'm saying is he's got to get two jobs and two and three jobs. You just hold down the fort because you can hold down the fort. Why can't he just work two and three jobs and pay that without reaching in your pocket? I know he's your husband, but
Well,
that's something
for
he got.
one, we were together. They garnished his wages. They can take
Oh,
half, I think, in Missouri. They can take half of your paycheck.
they can do it in
So that
Georgia.
Yeah,
affected
he
me.
just needed a second or third job. He just needed two jobs. That's all.
Yeah,
He
Wait, wait,
needed two
wait, wait,
jobs
wait,
last
wait,
week.
wait,
well,
wait, wait, wait. I got some on that because look at this. When you get married, okay, and this is how my wife and I do it. This is how my
He
parents
should have
did it.
never touched her money, man.
But look at this. No, listen. No, I disagree. Listen to this. Okay, this is my thought, and we can disagree. That's fine because it depends on what perspective you're coming from. So I can respect your disagreement, but this is what I learned. Okay, my parents were married 54 years. My wife's parents were married 46 years to the day that one of the spouses died, respectively, in either direction. Okay, the whole thing that I approached it with was, look, what's mine is yours, and what's yours is mine. Okay, so therefore, that means it was kind of foul that he didn't tell her about that ahead of time. And I can see her making the case that since you didn't tell me about that ahead of time, now you're gonna have to handle it by yourself. I can feel that. But even if she takes care of one part and holds down the fort, and he takes care of the other part, it's still coming out of the household budget. Either
Not
way.
directly, not directly,
exactly.
because she.
Well, no, no.
Listen,
Well,
I see what you're saying. Hold on, Mark. I see what you're
okay,
saying. A woman gonna keep a place to stay. A woman can go stay with anybody. A woman gonna keep a place to
true,
stay.
Right.
true.
Sir, you got. So all I'm saying is that he, what she did was noble, but not wise. I say stuff all the time on here, but people be so ready to react and respond. Yes, it was noble, but not wise. He should have doubled up because when I told somebody I went and got a second job, they like, oh, you went and got a second job for that? You have to men. They gonna go get that money. There's men on this platform right now that work all day and night. So that your ex husband, that's what he should have been. He should have never
But
went
how
in your
can
Yeah,
pocketbook.
he wouldn't have done that.
but how can you say that? Because it's not just her pocketbook; it's the pocketbook of the household. That's what I'm saying. And my thought is, I was tell you something real quick. I was watching a Iron Man movie, and Iron Man and Captain America were going at it. And Captain America said, "You're not the kind of dude. You're not the kind of guy who would just hold down the wire for the other person." Iron Man said, "I think I just cut the wire." So my point is on the same vein. My point is on the same vein, my brother. I see your point, but my point, and it has merit. My point on the same note or same vein is this. What about, and I've told a lot of brothers this, what about y'all going and trying to get a lump sum, and because you can pay off child support with a credit card, but what about if you get a lump sum and then you try to negotiate that out of court, or that lump sum payment that's gonna make this whole thing go away? Even if you got to get a mediator to do it, because it ain't gonna work if you try to go talk to the woman unless she's in need of money. Now, if the guy owed 20,000 and he go to her with 10 and she in need of money, he might catch her at the right time and she might go ahead and agree, and then it's done. So cut the wire.
All right. So let's hit these comments. That was definitely a good conversation right there. Let's hit these comments. Shout out to Michael Mass. He said, "Call that no respect for responsibilities." Then Yummy has a question for Mark. Mark has everything wrong coming from someone who has fought battles in courts over domestic violence.
What she? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a
Here we
minute. What does
go.
that
It's getting
mean?
started.
Wait a minute, what that mean? Wait a minute, wait a minute. I have everything wrong. How they gonna say I had everything wrong? They don't know me like that. Number one. Number two, they don't know. I wasn't even talking about any personal battles or not that I had. I was talking about my experiences in court while I was in law enforcement and what I was sitting there all day seeing, because I had to be there for 6 hours just to testify at the end, because they get to us last in the case. The case comes up last that I'm there for, and I speak for 3 minutes, and I had to sit there for 6 hours. So I don't know what Yummy is talking about when they say, "Well, okay, he has it all wrong." Tell me what I got it wrong on. That's what I'm listening.
Okay. And then also, okay, Miss Amelia said ditto Yummy. And then Miss Marla said, let's see what she's asked here. She said, some women or men look crazy when their ex-partner finds someone new. And Miss Marla wouldn't know because she climbs on both sides of the fence.
Oh.
Where you at, Marla? Okay, we got said ooh wee, and then okay, and Miss Marissa says, I know someone who on child support in a relationship with that person. Okay, I see what she's saying. They're on child support. I mean, that happens all the time. And what that is, that's fraud. And they really need to catch up with that person so they can show them what the business really is. Because like there's so much fraud going on when it comes to child support and freaking alimonies and all kinds of stuff. Um,
Hey, Crete.
and yes,
Did you know that when Georgia and the lady who was on who posted a comment who said she works with a child support office? I wonder if she knew this. Did you know that when Georgia set up, and you can go back and check this, when Georgia set up his whole child support system, they were running on a deadline to get funded. So they didn't even customize it based on what what might be relevant to Georgia and the citizens and the man and the woman, custodial, non-custodial. They grabbed the program from another state and just acclimated it to Georgia and threw it in so they could get the funding because they were on a deadline. So it was never set up originally from the foundation of it to be to address the direct issues that were Georgians or Atlanteans, or whatever you want to call them, people from Atlanta, Georgia, or wherever else. It was never set up for that because they grabbed it and
right.
pulled it from somewhere else and threw it in there.
Okay. All right.
Can
And
I
I
ask
see that
Mama G
happening. A lot
something?
of people, a lot of states probably would do that. And they say, well, it worked for them. Hopefully it works for us. Go ahead, Miss
Right.
Leslie.
Can I ask Sweet Mama G something? Is it true that they can take your driver's license away for not payment of child support?
It depends on what state. for, let's say,
Georgia.
Yeah,
she
Georgia,
said me,
Maryland.
thank you.
I'm sorry,
So
man.
I'm
for
just
example, Maryland put a hold on your driving record. Now they flag you in motor vehicle. They can do your passport. Like if you have a passport, they can flag you from using a passport or reapplying for a passport. I'm just giving you Maryland because that's the base. I'm not gonna give you the state that I live in, but that seemed the premise to try to deter them to pay the money because they know you need a car. If you got a license, you got to get to work. So that's going to hurt you financially overall. So they do. It depends on what state.
Georgia.
thank,
Okay.
thank you,
Georgia
Creek Mama
does
G.
it. Hey, Crete, Georgia can take your license or suspend it. Fortunately, Georgia has a fatherhood program that can get it right back, but they got to go to those meetings. Georgia can take your license. They can flag your passport to where if you don't have one already, you can't get one. If you do have one, there's a hold on it. You can't leave the country. And what I don't understand, and maybe Sweet Mama G can address this, because she's familiar with that, maybe from the inside. I don't know her background, whatever, but I don't understand the premise of when you take a man's license to punish him, and then if he loses his job, what if he drive for a courier company or delivery service? He
Well,
loses his job.
well,
Now, what's the woman gonna get then?
that's the whole point. The child support is just a pawn in the scheme. It's really
I
to keep
understand.
the man down altogether. The child support is just a pawn. You know you can't pay. First of all, before you even
I
think
wanted
about
her.
child support,
I wanted her to answer because I know your answer. I wanted her to answer. I'm on the same page with you, but I wanted her to answer in terms of somebody who has knowledge of maybe unique elements of that system. That's what I'm saying.
that
So, Sweet Mama G, what?
why take okay, so why take his license when he's got to get to work? So you don't want him to get to work to be able to pay the child support. That is the dumbest thing. You have to do something else. What else can you do to him? How else can you strip him down? There's no other way you can strip him down. You can lock him up and you'll never get the money. You take his license, he can't get to work, so he can't pay, so he's homeless. He can't eat. It is what it is. The best thing to do is garnish his wages, and if he gets paid under the table, then you. I've heard that there's the TANF thing um that the custodial parent can get until he finally gets taxes or he starts working and they have a paper trail they can track his payroll. But other than that, that's the dumbest idea to take his license. But taking his license is stripping him down even more because you're
So
taking his livelihood now.
they don't care about that. They will jail you. So over the years, I'm still gonna give you the information, like I'm gonna say from Maryland. So I've had co-workers, girlfriends that have what they do is if I love that man and he's my brother, sister, cousin, or whoever, my man, they're gonna find a way to try to get him out of jail. I had a girlfriend, her boyfriend would get locked up every year for 5 years during tax season, seemed like. And she would
Bruh.
spend her tax money. Mind you, she wasn't married to him as of yet to get him out. He would pay whatever they say. You need to
Wow.
pay 5,000. If you get the 5,000, you can get out. She'll get that money. She worked
I
extra,
need you to call up cousin
and
Pookie. He's a Pookie.
and,
Go ahead.
and he did it for a very, very long time. I was supposed to be in the wedding and everything. The wedding never happened, but it happened all these years, and they have multiple children most of the time, and they do it because they say, "Okay, I'm losing my driver's license. Somebody got to love you to get you this money." So they're gonna figure out a way. So it's a lot of stuff that go on behind the scenes, but Maryland will lock you up. You will serve your time, and you will plead to everybody in your family to take the scratch off money, to take whatever, do fish fry, whatever to get you out.
Uh,
Meanwhile,
Miss
what
Tiffany,
about the
hold on one
child?
second. Miss Tiffany has
I'm sorry.
said that they are now looking at both incomes, and they freaking should, because that's going to calm a lot of these women down with
Yep.
taking guys to child support. But now I'm not trying to protect the men at all, because there's a bunch of bums out there out here having kids and not taking care of their kids. That's just ridiculous.
And
Like,
I think Tiff Trade maybe from Maryland. I took my husband to child support. I'm to be smart. I really did because he was an asshole.
mhm.
Um, If you're not gonna give me my money, I'm gonna make the system give you my money. This was a long
But
time ago.
hold on, question, Mama G. Your money or the child's money? I hear a lot of women say, "You're not gonna give me my money." It's not your money. It's actually the child's money, is it not?
So you got to go preface. So I was going
No, I'm
through a
talking
net.
about what it is. Actually, is. It's for
I'm gonna
who?
tell you
Is
what
it
it
for?
is if you be quiet for a second.
No, I'm just asking a question. That's
Okay,
why
I'm gonna
I asked.
clarify. I'm gonna clarify it
Okay,
for you. We were
okay,
going
please.
through a divorce. We were split. I was in a domestic violence marriage. When we separated, he got fired from his job from a huge corporation in Maryland. I'm gonna say Maryland. I didn't get any money to support our son. My son was like an eighth grade, go to a high school. I asked because he needed tuition money, da 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 da. I had a job, he had a job. He came up with some bogus ass pay stubs. I know what bogus pay stubs look like. He wanted to get another job as a truck driver where they pay by mileage or whatever back years ago. So we he didn't show up 3 times to the child support hearing. I did his
Oh,
taxes for him out the kindness of my heart. And I said, just pay me the little $85. I did your taxes. He cussed me out like I was a dude on the street. I'm gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that other word. And wouldn't give me my money. That's why I was talking about my money. Because I did his
okay.
taxes, still help him up, although we were split. He was still my husband. He lived someplace else. I lived someplace. Trying to be still nice, sweet Mama G, because that's I have a kind heart, but I cut you. Cut you not in the physical sense, little, figuratively. Did that. Okay. So he cussed me out and told me what I can do to make some money. And it involves my mouth. And it ain't talking. He wanted me to go box. So that was highly disrespectful. Disrespectful. I ain't never been no prostitute in the whole in the street. I've been with that man since I was 17. So disrespectful.
So
So
would
he
you
didn't
say?
show up. The last time they do a bench warrant, if you don't show up, for this last one, because I had to keep taking off of work at the time. I was an educator, school system. I had to keep taking off work. I didn't live in the system in that area anymore. That's the only time he came because they threatened to put a warrant on him for not showing up for court or arbitration. Went to the arbitration and he was being the a-hole he always is. You know, he was hollering at the arbitrator. It was getting crazy. He was showing these papers. She make more money than me. She make more money than me. She'll teach that all this unprofessional, but that's what we're gonna call it. So, not that I needed the money for my son, because my son was gonna have regardless. It was the point. I wanted to set something up outside of the man. We didn't want to set up. You told me go do something with my mouth to go B-box on some men that could give me some money for some skills. That's trash. That's a trash ass dude. Period. So we're gonna have structure. My son was old at the time. He wasn't no little kid. So it took us 3 years to get divorced. Child support, he only paid 1 year child support. My son was 17 because it took that long in the Baltimores of the Maryland. I should have taken him where I lived at. It would have been the same. Got in the court. They gave him time. I think it was like May. We went to court of June. They gave him time to get his money up to pay. And like I said,
Wow.
my son don't eat on time. You waiting 3 months for him to pay. They went on his side. Give him time to get this money together. Hold up. If he say he working, what is there to get together? Because I'm feeding my son every day. I said, do you have anything off in your pockets? Because my pocketbook say your son wear almost a size 12 shoe. Big dude. Nope. But he was being smart because I know my ex-husband. He got great credit and he's a miser. He's a penny pincher. So I knew he had money. But he chose to think he was going to make us suffer. I ain't never suffered. Neither did my son. It was the point. He went in there with the court. He acted like a damn fool. And they just let him go and didn't pay child support for 4 months. It only came like $300 some dollars. That's not no money. That money, my son, that came to my son, that was he was in high school. That was food money or maybe shoe money. But it doesn't always go what people think. It's always for the woman. It's not. It's not. The system, it was not. Because my son didn't eat, like I said, the next day. You took 4 months. That doesn't make any sense.
Right.
And I used to work with the child support in Baltimore. I used to do welfare to work, and welfare to work had a connection for the custodial parents and the non-custodial. I had dudes in there that owe hundreds of thousands of dollars because they want to seed everybody in Baltimore, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 kids, and then they upset because they took their license. But you should have thought about that. Come on, it's about responsibility. And these weren't always necessarily young guys. It was some little seasoned people, and then they would come right in and try to talk to you as if you want them after you know they owe all this child support. They were mandated to go through a program and try to get a job. And because I welfare to work job, it used to be welfare to work, they kind of base it the same way. And I had to do the reporting, and they had to come to my office and all that crap. It was ridiculous. I asked them some of their children, because you got to fill out their, their children mother name, the child name. Oh, I don't know her name. Her name Peanut. Wait a minute. Peanut? Well, what's Peanut real name? I don't know. It would be stupid stuff like that. They didn't even know the whole person's, female's name or whatever. It would be ignorant, because that's what it is, ignorance. So now you got all these children, you got to pay this money. You don't even know the girl real name. Or her name Buttercup. I'm just giving you an example. Oh, she lived down such and such street. It was ignorance. Ignorance.
And the ones that are affected are the kids mostly. I mean, we go forward, we move on, but the kids are the ones that have to suffer.
Absolutely. And especially with those broken relationships coming from you trying to work with somebody. And like I said, I'm a sweetheart down to the end, but I tried to work on, but I can't force him to want a relationship with my son. I can't force him to help finance anything. But this is a kick, and I'm going to shut up because I don't want to appear like I'm some other people. I did not, at graduations, you get limited amount of tickets. Y'all know that now. You get 4 or 5 tickets. I sent 3 to his family members, my son's grandmother, which she's my mother-in-law, and 2 aunts. So it was my mother, my father, myself, my son, and one of my son's godmothers. And we standing there. You outside because you got to stand outside before they go in or whatever. And I said, maybe it's so hot I see the devil walking. He took one of the aunt's tickets and came to my son's graduation. You ain't did SH double hacks to nothing. And you showed up to high school graduation as if you was a proud dad. Oh, my father's very complected. When you talking about reds, my father almost said it all at that graduation. I said, Dad, remember your pastor? I know you man first. Remember your pastor. Remember your reverend. We had to talk him off the ledge because he could not believe the audacity of this person who was kicking my parents' door, thinking I was dead when we were separated, just being an a-hole, trying to, abuse me at my parents' house, to show up at graduation that you did not help through. If it wasn't for my father and my god brother, Baldy E, who was on here, talking about condoms and balls, all this stuff, I talk about my son in high school and the girls, I probably would have had a heart attack. But it takes a village. It does. And I'm glad I had those people in my life because it was rough. And now my son is 31 and he does not have a relationship with his father. His father is trying. He's the only child of me and my ex-husband. He don't have no relationship.
Thank you.
But you made that. Yeah, you made that.
I noticed that in a lot of guys, males. They
get mad at you and then they cut the kids off.
Yeah, and then no relationship with the kids. Like I just can't do that. I didn't see that growing up in my family or any
absolutely hell no.
I have that relationship with my sons, my daughter, my grandkids, all that. Like I'm not I just don't roll like that.
No, we didn't roll like that. And some men always talk about how some women seem masculine. We are tough. It ain't because we want to be, it's because we had to be. And we know when we can be soft and when we had to be tough. So all these men that has never gone through domestic violence as a mother and as a female, you cannot speak upon, I don't give a damn what kind of coaching you are, what kind of man you can't pick up a woman and single or whatever. You do not know that part. And I'm not saying every woman is right in a relationship, every man is wrong, but it's a lot. And when they say, y'all masculine, you're to this. Yeah, because I had to be. Guess what? I had to be. And I ain't come from no broken ass home. My parents still together, get them a nerd, whatever, they still together. Crete didn't either. My grandfather died. That's the only way he left our grandmother. He passed on. But other than that, we came. And I had grandparents on my other side until death do them part. So it's not like we didn't see it. We lived through it. But people just assume when we strong women and we talk and we have yeah, we've been through some stuff. And not saying we bring it to the next relation. We have gained wisdom and experience.
Right.
The pastor has spoken.
Hey, well, I'm telling you, I'm a cut right there.
Because people always want to make us feel bad, but damn, I'm not going to feel bad. And I'm going to tell us a little bit of business. And I understand, Leslie, because I've had girlfriends who paid their child support because they want their man. And a lot of times they will garner the wife's income for the husband's child support. They did my parents like that long time ago. My parents filed taxes. Boom, they took their refund. My mother would cuss my father out because he didn't say. That was in the 70s. They child support just bad from the 70s up to now. They will take your money. If you get a lawsuit, they will take your money. Trust and believe, they will get you. And if you don't be careful, so when I talk about me dating men with children, I don't do that shit. For what? Excuse me. I don't do that. I work too hard for my money. I ain't paying. If I didn't lay down and make them, I ain't taking care of nobody's child support. Damn that. I'm not. And men my age, our age, 51, I don't want to take care of no kids. I'm trying to go to the Jamaicas. I'm not trying to take my money. I had to pay money for my seat. I do not want to take my hard-earned ass money to take care of nobody else's children because that's their responsibility. And you should not ask your woman to do so.
I think that was crazy. But on the same note, they were married because you said y'all was married, right, Miss Leslie?
Yeah, they was married, but what if she wasn't working? And she was one of the Crete home responsibility duty women who didn't work. Now, where would he be? She'd be homeless with no house because then the husband would be locked up and she wouldn't have had no job, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And I agree with Shimmy. He should have worked 2-3 jobs to hustle up. I do agree on that part. But a lot of men, and listen, the date pool, the shit is sugar. Yeah, y'all know the thing. These men don't want to work. Women will hustle. I'm gonna use you, Gummy. Bails, bonds, pastors, bartenders, club owners, teachers, peaches. We will get out here and get that. These men I talk to, and I ain't talking about of the young folk, because I got some men my age, and I say, your grown ass kids still live with you? Yeah, they don't want to work, and I try and get a job. They don't want to work, but you still letting them live there. What's going on? What's the deadline for these grown people? What's the deadline? Bruh. You out here hustling and going to work, but your child staying home paying PS5 at 24 and don't want to work. Oh, no, ma'am. No, ma'am.
I got a question.
Yeah, I was working, going to school.
Hold on one second. Were you going to say something, Yummy? A little earlier?
What's it? Yums.
Yummy?
Can she hear?
I don't think she can hear us. Okay. All right. So go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I was working and I was going to school and I was taking care of the family.
Say that again.
I was working and going to school and taking care of the family.
Oh, hey, girl.
Wow.
Me too. Shit. I was going to grad school, working 2 jobs. I done sold the Avon, the Mary Kay, the spices. I've been H&R Block text preparer. I've been Jackson. He was supervisor. I was doing home health care, wiping and cleaning homes. And white people call me every type of N word they want to call me, but I had to do it. I've been homeless 3 times.
Let me ask y'all this.
10 years.
Let me ask y'all women this. Miss Leslie, that guy that was doing all that or had you doing all that, what did you see? Like what he do to draw you in?
No, I started back to school during the relationship, but I did that stuff for myself. I went back to school because I knew that I wanted to be able to provide for myself if I needed to. That's where you get to that point. And I wanted to make sure my daughter had a good life. So,
but
it just so happened that
while you were doing all that, what's going on? Still there.
I'm sorry, what was that again?
While you were doing all this working and this and that, was he still there? Was the guy still there?
Yeah, he was, but you get to the point where you start resenting that person and things, you know. So that's why we got divorced ultimately. Resentment and just there's a lot to it.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
that's where
But
the wisdom comes from. That's where the wisdom
yes,
comes from. You don't you make you make one decision to do something, you don't continue to do it. You're like, okay, this right here, this is where I draw the line, and this what you need. This your contingency plan, which I always say, a contingency plan. Once you helped out 1 year with the income tax, you should be like, next year, bro, you on your own. By next year, have us be went to school, did something, increase your value, do something else, because you're not getting these taxes every year. But when you just kept going on each and every year, I mean, there was no wisdom after the first year. So I mean, it's like you
well,
should never put
I think
yourself
a
in that
lot of times too,
situation.
Shimmy, is
Okay.
pressure.
Okay.
we
A lot of time it's pressure in
we
relationship,
Hey,
not necessarily wisdom. It's pressure.
that's
also we had to
that's
file
not
we
what
filed jointly.
relationship that's no that's not what relationships are about. Just you do your thing, I do my thing. That's not what marriage is about. I don't know where people getting these ideas from. Everybody going off on their own. You do your thing, I do my thing. You gonna do yours, I do my way. You do yours your way. You made your bed, you lie in it. When you get married, that becomes you all's problem.
But is that fair?
And it was our
Is that
problem.
fair? Okay, okay, yeah, okay. It's your problem, but guess what?
The thing that I'm saying, is it fair? But that's something she should have asked herself from the beginning. And I'm not saying you
Right,
After the first income tax.
that's your thing or whatever,
right.
Mr. Lee. But I'm just saying, when y'all take in somebody like that, that's baggage. And then
Hmm.
you're gonna go
That's
and
yes.
rescue him out of certain things, whatever. I mean, I understand helping him do certain things because you was his helpmate. He was his helpmate. But when he got like $20,000 in child support and all that, that is crazy. You see what I'm saying? And he's just sitting there just chilling
I
or
didn't
whatever.
I didn't even know about it. And then I got a letter in the mail saying that he owed. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. I got a letter in the mail one day when he wasn't home. It was addressed to him, but it was a I looked at it, it said that they were looking for him. And me, being a child of divorce, my mom and dad divorced, I felt like he needed to pay that to his children. They were looking for him. So I turned him in, knowing that I was going to have to help him pay that child support. But those kids deserve that money,
So you snitched?
in my opinion. I'm
I'm joking. I'm
sorry.
joking. I'm joking. He
I
over
didn't
here.
snitch.
You didn't you,
He was
you didn't
trying
have to help him.
Cre-
They would have worked
Can
with
you
him. He all he had to do was go get a second job. All he had to
Hey
do was go
Creek,
get a
can you
second
hear me?
job.
to. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm
Creek,
sorry.
Yes,
Creek.
we can hear you, Mom.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Okay, I wasn't
let me
trying to interrupt. I was just trying to see because I'm having
yeah.
technical
No, you good.
problems.
You good.
I'm
We
sorry.
can hear you
But
and
a
we can
lot
see
of times
you.
now they're doing those fatherhood programs because the jails were overpopulated years ago with those child, with the parents who was um mandated to go to jail for a certain amount of time until paid like restitution, and it was getting overcrowded. So they decided, to take those low level because it's a crime, but it ain't a crime in their eyes to take them out and start like I forgot who said about the fatherhood programs. So they have a lot of those, but you got to pay that payment plan and pay it on time. You can pay more if you can, but they set a certain amount. I have a an individual who I was counseling. He's in that program, and when he stopped paying, they immediately suspend his license, and then he got to pay a certain amount to get it cut back on. So he playing the tic-tac-toe game back and forth with the DMV to get the license on. You put your food in, you take it out. So they do have those programs, but you got to stay on top of those payments because they will. And he has 8 kids by 8 different women. I think maybe 3 are adults now, but you still got 5 kids and you paying child support. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of children, a lot of
W-
people.
His pullout
One
game
thing I
is
have learned,
Mhm.
one thing I have learned is you don't you don't know people for years. You don't know people, you know?
Well, now, Miss Leslie, if you chomp your head, they got the little things you can pull up people and their background and their phone number and what if you're on there ask Miss Yummy, she might can give
No,
you the back
I know
end.
that.
Yeah, now, God, yeah, you better go see if they
Yeah.
got court cases before you go
Hey,
on dates. You better find out their real
yeah,
name. You better ask them their birthday, their zodiac sign. You better fish around
yeah,
because if not, you could be in a world of shenanigans. Because I hate to say about social media because some people think they got a decent dude and he wind up killing them. Then you see their background. The background was there, but then nobody checked.
mhm,
You know what I mean? So I think people need to vet
yeah,
people
Kate
more.
said.
Word is vet people more before you jump in about love. Because at this ripe old age, it ain't about that. It's about safety and it's gonna be some
Yeah.
conditions. You know, what they say? Do your due
Mm.
diligence. Yep, Tony, I use that. Girl, I use
Why are
that.
you laughing, Timmy?
And verify.
What she said is true. I mean, everybody has a past. It's some darker than others. I mean, and you cannot help what happened in the past. It's over. But like I said, with your situation, I mean, we not got strictly off the subject. This is all about something else. But like I said, after the first year, Ms. Leslie, then or the second year, then you should have drew a line in the sand and been like, look, if you're a man and you love me, you wouldn't be taking the money that we could be, because I know women, they like to go on them trips and fancy dates and stuff. That money y'all could have been stacking to go on trips. He could have been
Yeah.
working 2 jobs to get that stuff down. I mean, it's effort. I mean, when you okay, you were married. Y'all were married. Okay, great, beautiful. It was wonderful. You helping, that's wonderful. But then why did it have to lead to resentment? That's why I always try to avoid. That's why I can throw somebody away quick, because I don't ever want to have to
Right.
resent you. I don't want to have to resent you. We're not getting that far.
You
We
The
not we
shouldn't
not
resentment
not
have
part
to.
as well,
hold up.
Timmy.
Check this out.
The
Can
Shimmy.
resentment well is
can I
because he didn't tell her. He had told
can
her
I
and then give
can,
her a choice. Not now.
can I jump in?
Who is
Hold
that?
on 1 second. Now, cousin, and you come in after that, Mark. Cause I mean, well, what Shimmy just said.
Timmy fan.
Like, if you love me, whatever. No, that dude needed to love his kids enough that he took care of them.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
He was way wrong, and it's just like, I mean, it's a lot of that going on right now. But like I told you,
Absolutely.
and Miss Tiff Trey said that. Well, let me go back to what Yummy Gummy said. She said financials being given is required of a male or female, no matter if they are custodial or non-custodial, because they go by both parents' income now. Great.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm serious. That they need to. That way, the woman won't feel so entitled that they're going to win
Hey,
this. And a lot of times
hey,
now, a lot of them are not winning it. So it needs to be equal. Now, also, um, Tiff Trey said that they are now looking at both incomes, which as
Mhm.
they should. And then she said you cannot pay your child support off if you have a SOA monthly agreement. And so, I mean, I'm glad
actually,
they're starting to look at this stuff. Go ahead.
okay. I want to comment on a couple things. First thing is, I don't know what state she's referring to, but I
The
can only
state of
refer.
Maryland.
Okay, gotcha.
Maryland.
I don't know anything about Maryland, but in Georgia,
Missouri. Oh,
in Georgia, a person can pay the child support off if the custodial parent agrees to it. Child support will not override the custodial parent, but if this custodial parent, if you owe $20,000 and the custodial parent says she'll settle for five, child support will go with that five, and then they're going to get their smaller cut out of it, and they'll because then they'll close the case within like I think it's like they got to send the custodial parent a notice, and within 60 days, and then after that another 60 days. If she doesn't do an appeal, then they will close the case. But here's my thought. I don't get where some of the people on here. I'm not gonna point any fingers. Are
Why
getting
you
the
talking
idea
about me,
what.
Mark?
Uh,
No, I'm
no,
messing
I
with
ain't talking about you. Okay,
you.
but I don't. Yeah, I'm talking about you, but I'm kidding. I don't get where some of the, and I don't know if you guys can see me or not because I'm having problems with it was popping in and out, and that's why I kept going in and out and signing in and out and signing out. But um, I don't get what people getting this idea of what marriage is, especially the brother who's saying that. When you get married, okay, just like her in-laws become your family, her problems become yours. When you get married, just like his in-laws, I mean his mother that you don't like, becomes a part of the family. You marry into a family. They have problems, they have baggage, they have luggage. It was wrong for the guy to not tell the lady on here that he had that debt. And I can understand how the brother might make the claim that, okay, you tell you what, you didn't tell me this, going, you didn't tell her that going in the door, so you just handle it on your own. As I'm gonna tell you this, especially in the black community, as long as we keep thinking, you do your thing, I do mine. If you brought it into the relationship, you do your thing, I do mine. We're gonna keep. This is what I'm saying. We're gonna keep having the highest divorce rates of any ethnic group in this country. So all these people saying, well, he had this and he gotta go work 2 jobs, 3 jobs. There should be a household budget. And so my point is, if he goes and works 2 jobs and doing what a man got to do, I can understand that. Okay, but if because when my
Hey,
'cause-
I,
but
I
because
get what
wait a
you
minute, hold on now, hold on, listen.
I get
Okay, but
I get I get what
no,
you're
no,
saying. I
no,
get what
you
you're
got
saying, but
no,
guess
you
what?
got no, you got to listen.
Hold on one
No,
second.
no, you got to listen because you've been talking because I heard what you said. Okay, listen what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, okay, if I'll give you an example. I'll use me as an example. My wife came home during the pandemic because they were going to try to make her take the vaccine and she wasn't having that. Okay. So she decided to leave. All right. Now, it's not a child support issue, but it illustrates kind of the same point. I worked, and Crete, no, I worked 7 days a week. 7 days a week. Everybody was telling me you gotta take a break. No, because I handled that for 4 years. You understand what I'm saying? And I still didn't regulate. She get no allowance. I didn't regulate. She get no little bit of money or whatever, or she get what I tell her. That was our money. As long as we had as long as we had the bills covered and stuff like that, and realize that we on kind of a skeleton budget. That's our money. So all this thing about this is his problem? No. If she married him, and I want to say this too, one more thing. All these women, and Mama G, no disrespect to you, but but if how come all these women, like Shimmy said last week, are not taking accountability for these are the men that they picked? He was the best thing since sliced bread for a year or 2 years or 3 years, or the woman just ignored the warning signs and the red flags and saw something else she liked, so she went with it anyway. So all of us karma is a B, and so it comes back around based on the choices we make. So I'm not excusing or abdicating any man who don't take care of his children. I'm not, because he ain't a man in my eyes. But I'm saying that there's a little more pointing the finger. If we're gonna point it, it points around in a circle. Because this the man that the woman chose to be with. This the man who was so great of a guy. And then when they get at odds, he does what he does, and he show out and act like a little boy. I understand that. But that's the woman. That's the man that the woman
You're
chose. So maybe
Well,
women. Wait a minute, hold on. Maybe
you're
women ought
absolutely
to do a
right.
better job at choosing their men.
And
and I,
guess
I,
what? You
I
can
was
choose
thinking that.
people,
I
but
was
people
thinking
can
that.
change, and you won't
No,
know that person until you become in that situation.
no.
That's true.
And you know what? You know
That's
what?
true.
I just,
Check
I
it out. Let
agree.
me tell y'all something. I'm gonna
Well,
tell
you
y'all
can
something.
disagree all you want, but
One,
I'm
No, I didn't.
talking because you said
You
no.
didn't hear
You
me
said
say.
my
You didn't.
name, and I'm
No,
going to
no.
address
You
it.
were no. You were over talking me, so you didn't hear me say when I said I agree. You didn't hear that because you were over talking me
but
because you didn't want to hear what the truth was. My point
people.
is that you chose that man. And so,
I,
as far as people changing, let me say the one sentence, Creed. As far as people changing, yes, I agree. Anybody can change. Some people do. Most people don't. So there's something in that man that the woman, and I'm not saying her because I don't know about Sweet Mama G and what her situation was,
Mhm.
but many times there's something in that man that the woman, that were red flags, and the woman overlooked it because she saw other stuff she liked instead. So it's not that he changed. I'm not talking about her ex-husband because I don't know him and I don't know her like that. It's not that he changed in many cases. It's that the woman was overlooking it and she got to a point where it got worse or she couldn't overlook it no more. But it was there. All these people saying, I didn't know he was like that. You're lying. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. It just didn't matter that much until he started acting crazy until he come home drunk or cheating and all that. But you knew that he had that propensity in a way. You just didn't pay attention.
And that's very true. But that's a part of the changing process. And all he did was he got drunk and he looked at her and said, "Till death do us part, goddamn."
Amen.
And that's what happened. So
Right.
now Miss Tiffany also said, okay, so Baltimore, yes, that was referring to Cuzzy in reference to where they were from. And then Yummy Gummy also said Georgia also. So the laws are similar. And then she also said Maryland also can stop you from getting a house. What sense do that make?
Wow. Wow.
I just told you that. I just told you that.
If you're not going to take the responsibility of paying for your children, how are you going to take a responsibility of the house and then possibly that house end up on foreclosure? If you
I just said that.
you want to pay for
How you gonna?
But how
How
they
you
know
gonna
it's
pay
going to end
rent?
up? How they know it's going to end up on foreclosure? That's just that's down the road. Those
Okay,
I
they're not
just
assumptions
going
said
to
that
hold
that
the
people are
30
title.
minutes
making
ago.
that they can't make. No, I'm saying those assumptions that they're making that they can't make because I can tell you cases
Well,
I know of where
they know you
Assuming
can't
you
make
pay
a
a
no, they
bill
don't.
payment.
No,
for
you
a house,
no,
you
they
don't
don't.
pay
No,
for
they
the house.
don't
Listen,
because things change. Finances change. A man gets
if
a different wife. A man gets a different wife and maybe him and that wife can go to the next level, whereas him and the first wife could not.
yep,
Well, pay your debt off, then they'll release you to go get a house. Then
I
that's what
yeah,
you
agree.
do.
I
yeah,
agree, Mama G.
yeah,
I agree.
yeah,
I agree. Yes, ma'am.
yeah,
I
If you
agree.
can't pay
yeah.
for the children, you can't pay for no
But
house.
Well, no, it shouldn't be.
remember,
No, it shouldn't be.
re,
If you can't pay for the children, you're gonna be punished for everything. That's
That's
not
re-
what the court is
you're
supposed to
right.
be doing. That's wrong.
remember
Because
the child support is just a pawn.
what if the woman is not doing what she's supposed to be doing with the money? Should she be punished for everything? Should she be put out of her house? Should her car be taken or her license be taken because she's not using the money for the kids like she should? I'm gonna tell you what the court does in Georgia. And the lady who said, yeah, in Georgia, yeah, that's theoretical. That's not actually practically happening as much as she wants to make it seem like it's happening. I'm gonna tell you what they do. What'll end up happening is they're gonna decide they're gonna penalize and punish the man to where he has nothing. The men end up getting resentment or getting a lot of resentment. And I've seen cases where men have quit jobs. I've seen cases where men would say, "I'll go to jail then." You cannot punish a man for everything all around his whole life because he is being a sorry ass dad, and not taking care of his kids. There needs to be a punishment for that, yes, but not for everything and not for moving on with his life and getting another woman.
Yummy Gummy said, I had my personal
Well,
and
who
my
else is
business
being
account.
punished though?
Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Let me read this. Yummy Gummy said, I had my personal and my business account shut down over 33K in back child support for the man I was married to. They shut my accounts. His name wasn't on them. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. The way the law goes sometimes is ridiculous. Also, we was in Georgia and his back child support was out of Virginia, and his child was 20 plus with 3 kids of her own. Mm. So, if a custodial,
Y'all got some horror stories tonight.
For real. For
if a
real.
custodial,
Some horror stories tonight.
Yep.
custodial
Yep.
payer will drop the child support case, they'll get every dime that they owe and close the case. But how many women do you know they'll do that? Very good question. Do y'all women? I'm talking about the women on here. Uh, Miss Tiffany, if you can hear us, Miss Leslie and Cuzzy. And well, I ain't gonna ask Yummy because Yummy was the one who put that question up. How many women do y'all know went and closed down the case of their of child support? Hold on.
With
I'll
my
help.
first husband, I didn't.
I'll help y'all.
No,
That's ridiculous.
Crickets.
with my first husband, I did not take him to court for child support. We
So
agreed
you
on
never had to
something.
close it.
just
So you never had to close it.
no,
You know what? You know what, Crete? I
no.
want to make a motion. I want to make a motion that we clone this lady because she is truly unique. Seriously, she is. And if she's doing the stuff she said, oh, she is a rare find. I don't care. I don't care what people say because she is
Well,
unique. But you know what? I know cases of where
the
women
only
did it. I know cases where women did. I know
the
cases where
kids
the
are the
women.
ones that are getting hurt.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm
The
sorry.
kids are the ones that are getting. You know what? That's it's all about the kids. Why can't people just be civil? I know that
Because they're
that
not.
can't be that way. A lot of people are crazy. They don't want. It's
Well,
about
well, here,
control.
here,
because
It's
because
about
because they're not
all these
mature,
things.
and because the man and the woman
Right.
is using the child support system to pay back the man for the differences that the man and the woman have, and she knows it. She
and
knows she's doing that.
here's the problem I have with you helping that ex-husband. That made him even more vulnerable to go out there and be more reckless. If he know
Bruh,
you
she
got
was
his
he
back
was
like
bruh,
that,
he wasn't
Hold up.
her, he
let me
wasn't her
finish.
ex. He
Let me
wasn't her
finish.
ex.
Let me
Hold
finish.
He
on,
was
hold
not
on,
Let
her
me
ex.
let me
hold
finish.
on one second. Did you
He
just
wasn't
say
her ex.
vulnerable? Did you just say vulnerable?
Yes,
Oh, oh.
that's.
Ah, so
Let me
he went
finish.
there and made himself vulnerable.
Listen,
Hold on,
listen.
did you go out there and make yourself vulnerable?
Yes, sir. Go out there
Like
and
the
make another baby. Go
like the
go out there and make another baby. Because
like
guess what?
no no no
Let-
no.
let-
Like
that
the
No.
lady I was talking about that went out fussing with her boyfriend and she went out to the bar and
Yes,
made herself vulnerable.
yes, yes.
Oh,
But
now
that,
you
but
know.
but but but
Oh,
but yes.
Carry
Okay,
on.
I get what
oh.
you're saying. But let me go down. Let me finish what I was saying. When you were helping him, you didn't do nothing but support his irresponsibility. You didn't do nothing but enable him to be more irresponsible because he could have easily went out there and made another baby on your
I can agree
watch.
with that.
No.
I can agree with that.
So
I
that
can
that
agree with
hold on, let
that.
me finish.
Yeah.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
No.
That's it. Could have got that far. You actually got lucky with just dealing with his ex's children, and he didn't go out there and make another child with somebody else. And then you talking about some more money with somebody else. So you taking
You're
care
talking
of
about
two wives.
But bro, what you
you're
missing,
talking
my
about
brother, is
me.
that what you missing, my brother, is that it was not her ex at the time. I know
That
that
was
may
the
not
husband.
matter to you, but it was you were saying when she doing that for her ex. And I get the point on in being an enabler because a lot of people are trying to help out of the decency of who they are, and they're doing what you said, they're being noble but not wise. But they can end up being an enabler and make things worse. But he was not her ex, he was with her at the time.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about his ex with he had the
No, you said
kids with.
The one, okay.
Hi- Yeah, I'm talking about Leslie husband at the time. Leslie husband at the time.
Hmm.
His ex. So Leslie is taking care of her her own household. Then she's taking care of the husband's ex household, and the husband could easily went out there and start another family, and that other girl have a baby with her. She can be taking care of a different household. So
now
all
you
you
know
did
what though.
was
You know what though. What
No.
about this? What about this? Let me ask you what you think about this. If there needs to be more people like Leslie, but they need who do what she did. But there need to be more people like Leslie who are on the man's side and on the woman's side, and then you can go for the goal. The problem is not what Leslie did. The problem is not what she did. The problem is that the relationship was one-sided, my brother,
yeah,
and she was doing that, and he wasn't doing it. Now, if he had her back like that, and she got his back like that, then you can do some things. That's all I'm saying.
yeah,
All right,
yeah.
and
I agree.
to Don
Can I
Corleone
just
for
say,
coming in.
he had a.
Hold on one second. Shout out to Don Corleone. So and his question is to everybody. I want you to go ahead and finish your thing, Miss Leslie, but let me read this so we can answer what he says. Don Corleone said, "So you saying y'all divorced because she didn't take the vaccine?" Oh no. Okay,
What he drink? Tell him stop. Tell him to take that medication. No, 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 no,
no.
no. He talking about me.
Yeah,
No,
I remember when you
no. We
said
didn't
something about that.
divorce at all. I
No,
said
they
that
is
she.
talking about. Go ahead, go ahead.
We didn't divorce at all. I said that she came home from her job because they wanted to try to make her take the vaccine and she wasn't going that route. So I told her, you know what? You come home if you need to. Don't risk your life on that vaccine. You come home if you need to. And I got this. And so for 4 years, I covered everything because you never know. And that's why I'm trying to tell these women out here, you never know when it will flip. So if you say I ain't covering everything, the man's supposed to be the head, the man's supposed to be the provider. I got that. I got that part. I understand that. But be careful because when you coming at him hard, you never know when it will flip. Because guess what? When I had cancer, okay, when I had stage 3 cancer and I could not work for years, guess who had my back and paid everything? My wife did. But guess what? When she came home, guess what flipped? Everything flipped. And she didn't bring in a dollar. She didn't have to because I did it. So my point is having each other's back, like I said, there are more people needed like Leslie. It's just there needs to be men like Leslie and women like Leslie. And then when she says, look, when he says, look, up front, he's honest with her and says, look, before we get married, I got to tell you, let's discuss our bills. I got $20,000 in child support. Then she looks at it and decides then, before they say I do, whether she want to take that on or not. Don't
She
stick
still
her
would have
with
married
don't
him.
yeah, don't stick her with it out of the blue after you and already said I do. But if he told her that, and she said, well, look, this what we can do. Okay, then they can tackle that together. And two people coming at something is a lot stronger than one person coming at it. That's all I'm saying. And I don't disagree with the brother about the two jobs because when I was working I'm down to 5 days a week, but when I was working 7 days a week, I and Crete know it's true. When I was working 7 days a week, you know, I didn't mind because it was doing it for my family, and I know she would have done it for me. So my point is, we got to have this kind of commitment. That's what it's about. We have to have this kind of level of commitment, or don't get married. Shack up, stay in the house with somebody. Let them be a side chick or a side dude or something like that. But if you get married, you got to go all in. It got to be ride or die, or don't do it.
God
Can I,
damn. Oh, go ahead.
can I say, my ex-husband had a vasectomy, so he wouldn't have started another family with someone.
Well, he was making a
This is
different
after the
point. Well, okay, yeah.
He probably was just trying to fake shoot up the club, like shoot blanks and stuff. Yummy Gummy also said, What's the kids past 18 years? Once the kids pass 18 years old, what's the point anymore? You're not raising child. So drop it. Let the man off the sentence. He don't want anything to do with the kid anyway. You know what's funny? I
Wow.
know dudes that's like 40 and 50 years old still paying child support. I think that is freaking crazy.
Well, the kids go. I mean, what about if they're in college?
That doesn't
What is
that
that?
These
depends on
people,
that
these
that
folks
depends on
are
what
30
the
some years old
hey
and
Creek,
they
hey
still paying
Creek,
child support.
hey Creek. That depends what she's talking about though. Depends on what the child support order says and what the
Man,
state law
it
says.
should not be an order. You 50 years old and the child ain't even a child
No,
anymore. They 30,
no, I
40.
wasn't saying that. I was saying I was saying some child support orders include while the child is in advanced education, and some don't. It depends on what they put in the order and what the judge signed.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I
I
understand that.
I agree with what you're saying, Crete. I mean, yeah, you got people that are in their 50s and their kids are in their 30s and they're still paying child support. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I literally know some people like this. Don Corleone also said true, but providing too much for anyone only enables and cripples them, children or women. That's
Ooh,
very true. I
ooh,
have experienced that in my life.
oh, oh.
You see what I'm saying? So I ain't exempt from some of these same problems. I'm not exempt. So yeah, sometimes you
Hey,
can
Creek.
get caught up. Yes, sir.
Remember the conversation we had the other day? And I sent you a text on it. And remember I said, men do what you're supposed to do, but be careful when you go far above and beyond what you're supposed to do. Because
Yes.
when you stop doing that, that new added area above what you're supposed to do, you're gonna be looked at as, wait a minute, you still supposed to be doing that too. And then you can end up doing too much, carrying too much of the weight. And then the more weight you carry, the less weight some women will start to carry. And when you change up on them and go back down to just doing what you're supposed to do, that's not gonna be enough anymore.
Right. Right. I mean, you got to do what you're doing or what you gained up to or better. So, man, we didn't even go through half of what I had here, but man, we went in tonight. It was a lot of conversation here, and I appreciate everyone. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of fun. Remember, we meet up here on Wednesdays for the Brutally Honest Rap Show. So if y'all know any artists that have some music and they need it reviewed, we got a raw panel of listening ears and everything. And same thing when it comes to this show here, which is the relationship podcast, which is Conversations in Crete with Sweet Mama G, and then we have Shimmy and sometimes Excel, and then we got Yummy, we got Miss Leslie and Marla and all, Miss Christina. We have a Marky Mark, Shimmy, like I said. So I mean, you guys are welcome to come in at any given time with y'all any problems or situations or whatever that y'all want to talk about, and we're gonna go in on it. You see what I'm saying? So, but like I said, Brutally Honest Rap Show on Wednesdays. Make sure y'all come in with us, and go ahead, cuz, take it over.
You said everything.
My bad. I mean, we got the shout out still going.
Yep.
That we
So thank y'all for coming in. Thank you, Don Corleone, Miss Marla, Yummy Gummy, Big Cousin Les. Thank you, Tiff Trey, for the information that you gave in reference to our topic. Miss Christina, Miss Amelia, who was in, Michael Mass, who was in as well. Let's see. Nate from Upstate, salute. He was on as well earlier.
He ended up going over to IG.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Leslie H. Thank you, Miss Marissa. We don't want to leave you out. You all are loyal, active members of the Street Tactics community. So thank you all for coming in. Thank you, everyone on the Facebook channel as well. Thank you, Cavelli, who came in to give us his thoughts in the narrow mind of a man. But thank you so much for coming in.
What happened, cuz?
Nah. What happened?
Repeat that again.
I said thank him for coming in for the narrow mind of a man.
Which one? Who?
Crete, wait, Crete, where you be picking up these folks from? Where you meet Cavelli?
And you know what? I say that all the time for more than one person on these screens that come up. I say it every time. And I'm gonna mind my business show, and I'm gonna say it again.
He was an artist that came on the Brutally Honest Rap Show last week.
Man.
Hold on. You know what? Hold on.
Oh.
Before we step off, okay? I told him personally, first of all, shout out to Don Corleone. He's another one that comes to the Brutally Honest Rap Show, and he said,
I think I know him.
Dropping a new album soon. Going to definitely need reviews.
I think I know who this is now.
Yeah, going to definitely need reviews and another interview again. Definitely hit us up, brother. You know we here, right? So, but Cavelli was on the show the other day, right? And I told him his views. He was he was on it the other day during the show, and I said, "Why don't you come to the relationship show?" So he showed up, but he was talking about his record. He wasn't even being interviewed. He just came, and we were talking about his record. But I'm gonna give y'all a taste of his record real quick. This is Cavelli.
Drop her ass off, nigga. You gotta pick her up. Drop her ass off, nigga, you gotta pick her up. Drop her ass off, now she gotta pick her up. Drop her ass off, nigga, he gotta pick her up. Drop her ass off, now pick her up. Operation gas station, the extraction is just a new fee. Took her ass to the terminal. Taking the D, but still ain't the fucking me. Bitches paying me to give him dick, I'm prostitute. Bitch could tell me
what y'all get him a 0 and a negative? Was that the ratings? I'm quite sure. Was that the ratings screen?
That's the situation. Now she gotta do it. Told the bitch the pussy ain't shit. I think I made her lose it.
I know that was a 0 and a negative. I know it was.
What?
That ain't even on my. I wanna forget that, so I'm gonna listen to some Isley Brothers, so I can get that out my mind.
Come back on, Cavelli.
Hey,
was that
Hey,
Garmin
I
question?
gotta throw in some Lionel
hey,
Richie.
Creed.
I'm going to be. Y'all know it's fried chicken and pancakes now. I got
Hey,
your back.
Creed. When I popped on, Cavelli was rolling.
What happened?
He was rolling.
You said when you
He
came
was,
on.
yeah, when I came on, he was rolling. And see, I can understand seeing it from the lens that he sees the dating and marriage and relationships. And I can also see it from Marky Mark's because Mark is seasoned, he's older, and he's been married. Cavelli coming straight from the streets talking
Yeah,
about
so he
relationship.
put up with
He,
dropping off.
but Cavelli like vinegar and gasoline, salt on the wound. I'm talking about rubbing alcohol on the cut. And that's, I mean, and people don't want to hear it, but that's what it is. I mean, he didn't mean no harm, but he was just saying the same thing to everybody. Everybody else have their how they convey it and articulate it. But he's so smooth with it, had me laughing.
Is that the one that had the non-groomed hair looking person I peeked in? He looked very ungroomed.
No, he never. We never seen his face.
Oh, okay. Because I saw somebody look very ungroomed.
He's the one that was on earlier that was talking.
I heard him. Yeah.
And then it's funny, Don Corleone, what he said, the review, he said it's pretty crappy, but I liked it. Laugh out loud.
I know Don Corleone is. He want to ask me what did he think about me rating his song that time. He a little funny guy. I know
I'd rather hear Cavelli talk than rap.
Hey, I don't want to hate the one.
You know what's funny? That was the review that we got. We was like, we didn't like it, but we liked it. It was just weird. But all the cursing and stuff like that, I mean, I could do without whatever, and you know, some of the content. But you know, anyway. Anyway. Yeah. So yeah, he said, that's me, Mama G.
Y'all some funny artists. So thank y'all again. I made over 10,000 on my Instagram. Thank y'all so much for the loves. We're going to get something popping. The schedule going. Wednesdays at whatever time ish after 9. Make sure you have on your notification. We don't mind. Don't pop up anymore on YouTube. I don't know why on the iPhone it's not popping up.
iPhone? Okay.
I look at my Androids on the charger. But thank y'all for coming in. Make sure you still share the podcast. Even when we're finished, you can still share it and have views, likes, and they can go over to Street Tactics Media and look at all our past videos for over 2 years and before the other shows began. Make sure you comment. Make sure you share. Happy birthday, Miss Christina. Don't make no bad moves on your birthday. We'll see you back on Wednesday because we know you're here in between your other 2 podcasts.
And shout out to everybody who was on TikTok. Thank you guys. Shout out everybody who was on Instagram. We're trying to get those platforms built up. Facebook. So you know, it takes time, but we're going to do it. We're determined.
Yep.
All right. So we are out. We appreciate everyone. Y'all know how we do.
Thank y'all. Have a wonderful week. Get y'all some business so y'all can stay out of ours.
Could you let the dog, the puppy? Oh, she gone. So let the puppy.
Y'all said she's getting the hell out of here. She's sick of y'all. Yeah. I don't blame her.
All right, we are out. Thank you, Shimmy. Thank you, Miss Leslie. Thank you, Marky Mark. Thank you, Miss.
Hopefully, I'll see y'all next week. Hopefully, maybe.
Yeah. All right, we are out, y'all.